Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. Happy Friday. It's good to see y'all. Hope you're doing well. You know, the usual. It's Friday. We made it. Another week down the tubes. Or another week successfully completed with nothing but positive feelings about the whole thing. It's actually been a pretty good week. I can't really complain. Aside from it being freaking cold out, but we won't start into the weather again. First of all, if you guys missed Monday, I had some of the fine gentlemen from Flight Sim Expo on here. And they talked about the event. They talked about some of the cool stuff happening there. That just went up on YouTube today. So I highly recommend checking that out at some point. I brought it up only because I want to mention I could not get the Marchetti started at the very beginning of the stream. It turns out I didn't have any gas in the tanks. I think somebody might have pointed that out in the stream chat too, and I disregarded them. You have to hit the fill tanks button, and then you have to hit apply. And if you don't hit apply, you won't actually put fuel in the tanks. This was brought to my attention by the developer himself, so I will need to fly his plane in a couple of weeks to redeem myself. It happens though.
Retard.
Stealth Bob, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. High pressure cold day. I have no idea, man. It was probably down in Florida if it was Riddle, so it wouldn't have been super cold. Who knows though? So yeah, that was kind of embarrassing.
Retard.
I saw him and another person say, "I don't think you had any gas in your tanks." And I'm thinking to myself, man, you're full of crap. There's no way we didn't have gas in the tanks. Real quick though, because they just got home. They wanted to say hi. She wants to say hi. She tried to grab her shirt. Hi. What's up, my friend? Are you here to be amazed? This is going to be our ritual from now on. You guys understand it, right? She's getting huge, too. What's up? You want to talk? You want to talk on the microphone? You want to do something? You just going to sit there and look around a little bit? Look at your mom? We'll have to find out what's cuter. The dog? The squirrel's dog? Or my baby? I'm going to go with my baby. Hi. All right, kid. That's your 30 seconds of fame. You kill me. You absolutely kill me. Yeah. We just kicked it off, so nice timing there. Yeah. All right. There we go. Barney Pates, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. She's going to have to come in for most of the streams, I think. Lisa George, welcome aboard. TCC student, happy Friday. Mr. Chow, how you doing? She's here and we're amazed. That's right, you are. Oh, yeah. That's right. Oxbox says his girlfriend says she looks exactly like you, and congratulations again. Thank you to Oxbox's girlfriend. And yeah, she does. She is strikingly similar to yours truly. I think she's starting to look a bit more like my wife as she's starting to stretch out and grow and whatnot. But there's certainly a few pictures where you put us right next to each other, and it's like, yeah, that's my little twin. So yeah, I forgot to put gas in the tanks. That's the thing that happened, but it was a good chat anyway. I switched planes, went to the DA-42, and things went pretty well there. So it was a good time. I go check the stream out if you have any interest in Flight Sim Expo and sort of what's going on there. And yeah, we talked about Boston Virtual. We talked about pilots and this and that. It was actually a really fun chat. I very much enjoyed the stream. Safa Jake, how you doing? Happy Friday. Oxbox, happy Friday. Anybody else I missed? I think we got them all. I think we got everybody for now. J-Snap. I missed J-Snap. J-Snap's still got 9 weeks of sanity left. Yeah, dude. It's coming up, man. You already have kids, though, right? Right, Justin? ACC Original, welcome aboard. Just got my pen, making notes. So you say you need fuel to start an engine. Unless it's electricity. No kids for J-Snap. All right, man. It's fun. Thanks, Rudyism. How you doing, buddy? Happy Friday. Yeah, so it's been a cold week here in the old U.S., or at least in the northeast part of the U.S. We had a foot of snow fall on Monday, and that was unexpected. It was supposed to be 4 to 6 inches of snow, but we had a foot fell, and it was like concrete. It was hard as a rock. It didn't want to go anywhere. It was kind of a pain in the butt. And I'm doing that, I'm doing the whole snow blowing thing and yada, yada, yada. And I get to the end of my driveway and I start putting the snowblower into the big snow bank at the end, which is real tightly packed. That's the stuff that really like causes problems. And it stops working. Like the engine's running, but there's no snow coming out of the snowblower. And long and short of it is I chewed up a belt. Like the belt was just destroyed. So then I had to go run to Lowe's. I went to Home Depot. They didn't have my belt. I went to Lowe's. They had my belt. And then I had to replace the belt as well. So, yeah, that was fun. But it's all right. But the thing that's funny about that storm is there was no snow when I went to bed at like midnight. And it was 33 degrees outside. There was a foot of snow when I got up at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And it was still 33 degrees outside. Like it was just about at or above freezing. And then it got to like 45 during the day, which if for you heathens that use probably the right system, I think that's like 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. Probably 5 to 7 degrees Celsius is what I want to say. And then it got real cold, and then it got to like 15 Fahrenheit for a week. We finally just got above freezing today for a little bit. So yeah, that was the week. That was the beginning of the week. So that was maybe not what I was looking for when it came to start my week, but it's all right. I got 2 belts. Yeah, so the only reason I didn't get 2 belts the previous time, Bill, is because they didn't have 2. They only had 1. And I just replaced the belt last year, but I had some incidences with my snowblower last year that caused me to maybe smoke the belt a little bit. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I killed my own snowblower belt. Brown Bag Goat, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you, Chris. Royal 35, welcome aboard. Mach 67, sorry, welcome aboard. Good to have you here, man. First time catching you live. Always watching YouTube. Well, welcome aboard. Happy Friday. Oh yeah, okay. Thank you for that. I'll check out the Aspen XP textures. Hot as hell in Texas, by the way. I'm happy for you. Yeah, I'm real happy for you. Serious Max, how you doing, my friend? Welcome aboard, sir. Happy Friday, Max. Avgas Kool-Aid, happy Friday. Is Fly Purdue still stopping by? Okay, so yeah, that's the other thing. I was all set for Fly Purdue to stop by, ready to go, and then he sent me a message this evening that says, "Hey, sorry, dude, I have to cancel. I didn't make the flight because I'm not feeling well." So he's sick. Hopefully we'll get Fly Purdue here sometime in the next month or so. He's going to try to make another bid for a Boston flight with the old overnight, and if he does, then I don't care if it's the middle of the week with him. We'll fight even if it's like Tuesday night, we'll fire up a stream and we'll get something going with him. So yeah, unfortunately he won't be here tonight. Like that's the problem with the airline stuff. Is like it's always a possibility. So he was supposed to fly in this evening, hang out for a little bit. I was going to take him back to Boston, and then he was going to fly out. Tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, it's not the case. So we'll get him next time. It's all right. So that's why we're here. That's why we're not in an A320 this evening. Because if he showed up, man, we'd pretty much have to be in an A320, I think. What are your thoughts on the Cessna situation? What is the Cessna situation? I wish it was warm in Boston, dude. I'm so sick and tired of the cold. Ram Howard, good to see you. Why did you pick the Citation sign? I picked it because I wanted to go fly. I wanted to fly some corporate stuff, honestly. Okay. Let me do my thank yous, and we'll talk about the route, and we'll talk about the plane. Because there's a really good reason why I chose this airplane. And Max, it's not the reason why you're thinking. That's just a happy coincidence. So let me say some thank yous, and then we'll go do some stuff. So Ollie Gator's first one here for 6 months. Ollie Gator, thank you very much. Welcome back for 6 months. He says happy Friday from Denver. Happy Friday from Boston. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate it. Jamie Cole 11's here for 3 months. Jamie Cole 11 says woot, and thank you very much. Cheers to you, buddy. This Not Found is here with the tier 3 sub for 21 months. He says gas. Who needs it? I know, buddy. Thank you very much, man. I do appreciate the tier 3. Cheers, my friend. Chewy94, how you doing, Chewy? I didn't see you in chat, buddy. Thank you very much for 15 months. I don't know if you know, but I heard fuel is quite important for the aircraft to fly. A little bit. Chewy has recently gotten into some X-Plane stuff. I think he's catching the bug. Chewy, you should check out the Marchetti.
Retard.
We'll get your butt in some general
Retard.
aviation. The Marchetti's pretty fun. Real fast piston plane. It's good stuff. Thank you very much, Chewy, though. Cheers to you, man. Real MG 867's here for 14 months. He says, "Aw, the little co-pilot's back." And then she had to go. But Real MG, thank you very much, buddy. Cheers. Thanks for 14 months. Aviator BJA says, "This is cool." Here for 6 months. Thank you very much, Aviator BJA. Cheers to you, buddy. And finally, Luke 3333 is here for 10 months. Thank you very much, Luke. I appreciate it. Cheers. I hear the Citation's all right. Yeah. I'm still waiting to go for a ride in one, though. Grau Adler was supposed to come out to Boston at some point and at least let me look around. But one of these days, In90 Flyer, how you doing? Is the GTN 750 loaded in this guy? It is not. No, I don't run the Reality XP stuff because I don't like the nav data being out of date. It's just it's personal preference in that case. Jonathan Cordova, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Think we got them all? Yeah, all right. Bob says he likes the Vision Jet. Is the Vision Jet better than the M2?
Retard.
Old Gopher,
Retard.
thanks for 18
Retard.
months. Cheers, my friend. I do appreciate it. How are you doing today? Oxbox is here for 24 months. 2 years. Time flies faster than the Citation, ever so slightly. Thank you very much, Oxbox. Cheers. If you figure out how to go for a ride in one, let me know. Yeah.
Retard.
we might get you the hookup brown bag code. We'll see what we can work out. BH Wild, happy Friday. It's good to see you. Yeah, so here we are. We're flying the Citation tonight, the Slowtation this evening with the hairdryer. Here's what the flight plan is, and here's why I picked the Citation this evening. First of all, LA Cowboy 9292, thanks for the bits, my friend. H. Cheers, man. Appreciate it. Aussie Benny H, we'll come back to that in a second, too. So here's why we picked the Citation this evening. I was looking for interesting airports to fly into. And I'm always trying to find something cool.
Retard.
What happened this evening is that I'm kind of bored with all the towered airports in the Western U.S. and wanted to do something different. Is kind of what it came down to. So I'm like, all right, there's got to be some pretty airports out there. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off at an untowered field way up here in Butte. Spelled not but Butte. So we're going to start off in Butte. We're going to make our way down to Salt Lake City. So we're going to do some untowered ops getting out of here. Pick up our clearance and all that on the ground. We'll take advantage of PilotEdge's new radio stuff where we have to call flight services and all that. Then we'll make our way all the way down then to Salt Lake City, where Salt Lake City is currently reporting 330 20 knots, 3/4 mile visibility, RVR 3500, and snow, mist, and scattered 700, overcast 1200. So it's kind of crappy in Salt Lake City. So that's where we're going to go. We're probably going to have to land on, I think we're going to have to end up landing on 3-4 right and then taxiing over because I don't think the approach at 3-5 will get us down low enough, but we'll look at that once we're up in the air. So we'll make the turn in Salt Lake City and then we're going to make our way down to another untowered airport, which actually has gotten worse in terms of weather. So I was looking at airports over here in the actual Rockies west of Denver. And we could go to Aspen, we could go to Eagle, we could go to one of those, but there's no fun in that, right? Because we've done it 100 times already. I want to go to something else. So I chose this airport right here. This is called Lake County, LXV. And if I recall, this is one of the, if not the highest airports in the United States. It's pretty close to it. It's almost 10,000 feet, 9,934 feet. It's got a humongous runway. Right now they're reporting 1/4 mile snow, freezing fog, vertical visibility 900, which we cannot get into that. But they do have an RNAV approach. It's close. We could probably fudge out. No, we couldn't get into that. They have an RNAV approach that takes us down to maybe 300 feet with a mile visibility. So that's the goal. And if we cannot do that, then we'll go mist and we'll end up diverting probably over to Centennial or something. So hopefully, but this is all supposed to sort of clear up and be in and out and whatnot. So, we can make 2 attempts at the approach or whatever. We'll kind of see how it goes. But that's the plan tonight. So I wanted to fly something. I wanted to fly a plane that would be more appropriate for like this kind of travel. Originally, I was thinking I was going to do the A320 if Pete was able to show up, but he wasn't. And then I was thinking about flying the MD-80, but I'm like, the MD-80 doesn't make a whole lot of sense for this kind of mountain flying. However, this plane does. So that's why we're going to fly this this airplane this evening. It's so high the FAA grounded it. Did they get rid of it? Still charted, right? Yeah. So yeah, we're going to fly the Carenado S550 Citation 2. I am not running the GTN 750 by Reality XP, and that is because the nav data for that is not up to date. It requires you to purchase nav data directly from Garmin, which is like $500 or something ridiculous, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that well. A lot of the guys that are flying it are simply flying it with outdated nav data, or some of them have sourced their nav data from other locations. I'm not going to do either one of those. So we're going to be flying it with the default FMC, and yeah, just kind of hanging out in that. So that's the plan tonight. Medic Dan 757, thanks for 12 months. Happy Friday to you as well. Cheers. And oh, hey, hello. How you doing, buddy? You're in my spot. That's okay though. I'll move. We'll take that spot right there. Stand by. There we go. So, yeah, that's the plan. I like this airplane. I know some people are mixed on it. It may not be the most realistic thing, whatever. I don't care. I actually kind of like flying this airplane. Like, I've done a lot of FS economy stuff in it. I've done a lot of like just general, like we've flown it a few times in the stream. I've flown it a number of times off the stream. Like, I just enjoy the hell out of this thing. So yeah, the Geelong, good to see it. It gave birth. From the Challenger comes a Citation. I think that's supposed to be a Citation as well. I don't know. I don't really know my private jets. I don't know planes at all, to be honest. Neil J, good to see you. How you doing? Super Viking, welcome aboard. I guess there won't be a tutorial on sourcing the nav data. Yeah, not here. The brew this evening, we're drinking a Dynasty by Night Shift Brewing. Dynasty by Night Shift Brewing is what we're having tonight. It's an Imperial Stout. Google it. It's pretty good. I really enjoy this one. It's actually the last one I had in my fridge, so I have to get some more. Yeti Fit, how you doing? Bay Danny, good to see you. F14 next week. Probably not next week. I'll probably fly it the week after. I need to take some time with that plane to kind of learn it and learn some of learn the ins and outs of it. So we'll probably do the F14 in
Retard.
Actually, am I here in 2 weeks? 1, 2, maybe 2 weeks. Otherwise, 3 weeks. Because I might not have it. I don't think I'm going to stream in 2 weeks. I think that's the weekend of PAX. Oh, no, that's not the weekend of PAX. Weekend of PAX is the 29th and the 30th. So, yeah, probably in 2 weeks we'll do it. Assuming I've learned how to actually fly it somewhat reasonably. This is really close to a GA Monday plane. It could be. Bill Farrelly, good to see you. D Miller, welcome aboard. Yeah, thank you very much for 8 months of support. Cheers to you, my friend. Oh, yeah. We'll fly the F-14 on a Friday, totally. Vegas Flyer, how you doing? I love dark beers. So let's do a walk around real quick. Get rid of the static elements. Good. Okay, walk around complete. And let's come in here. Let's go weight and balance. We will put 4 hours of gas on board. That's good right there. Apply, done. Oh yeah, weight and balance. I'm going to write down my weights for my V speeds later. So the total weight is 134.8. And our fuel weight is 4.1. Okay. Done and done. Pop inside this plane. It's Carenado S550 Citation 2. I like it. It's all right. Okay, let's remember how to fly this thing too. So let's start with a parking brake. Parking brake. Is that park brake? That's the control lock. That's emergency brake. There's park brake. Oh, yeah. Okay, that doesn't make any noise. That's fine. Didn't like you anyway. All right, so let us start with the battery. And try to remember. We're going to have to remember how to fly this thing. So this is a little bit different if I recall. Okay, gens are off. Inverter 1, good. Avionics power on. Brings that on board. Good. So let's see. We got ignition down here. We've got fuel boost over here. Anti-ice, exterior lights, gyro, slave. Okay, we can leave that alone. I do want the beacon. Passenger safety lights on. And I think over here was... Yeah, over here's all the bleed air and whatnot. So we'll leave that go for now. And then down here's pressurization. Okay, so we should be able to fire one of these engines up. So let's go boost pump on. Ignition on the right side. And starting engine number 1. Or 2. Okay, N2 rotation's happening. About 20%. Give her gas. And we got fuel flow. We got N1 coming up. Great. Hey, I got this the first time. .501 Aviator, how you doing? Delta 213, how you doing, Nico? Happy Friday, buddy. Total weight is 13.48. Yeah, we're in hundreds of... Oh, you're right, yeah. 13.5, thank you. I would have figured that out. Or I just wouldn't have cared. Okay, ignition off, fuel boost off, and the right generator can come online. That's got juice coming through it now. Then we'll go ahead and do the same thing with the left engine. So left fuel boost on, left ignition on, left starter go. Grab the lock. It's 10% into. And we'll add fuel. Nope, that didn't work. Here we go. Fuel flow's coming up, N1's coming up. Oh, that's ITT. Sorry, fuel flow's up here. Yes, that's what we're looking at. Same idea. Bunch of gauges happen. Bunch of gauges go up, things happen. Royal 35 says, Wahey, 2 months. Royal 35, thanks very much, buddy. Cheers, appreciate it. Ryan 83, good to see you. All right, that's good. So let's get the second gen on. Power's coming through that. And fuel boost off, ignition off. It's good. Pitot and static. Bleed and alcohol. Probably leave all that off. What is WS? Well, it's already on, it looks like, so. It's low or high. Oh, windshield. I got it now. Gyro's good. Recognition, anti-collision lights, nav lights. Oh no, we don't want the forgot that's loud. Okay, that's good, that's good. We've got anti-skid and anti-skid. Okay, so the anti-skid is here. And the inverter. Inverter 1 and 2. Not there, not there, not there.
Retard.
This is the one I think that trips me up every time. Is that it? Oh yeah, okay. Avionics power AC. Good. Great. Alright. Flying Dutchman 79, thanks for 2 months. Who needs a checklist? Damn straight. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Cheers, buddy. Cosmic R5, how you doing? Corey Bradshaw, welcome up. Or Corey Brayshaw, welcome aboard. The Slowtation. Yeah, it's faster than anything you fly. Actually, Bill, weren't you flying this thing the other day? I think I saw you flying some sort of jet. Did you put gas in the tank? Get out of here. Get out of here. Yes, there's gas in the tanks. We have 4,000 pounds or over 4,000 pounds of gas. We got plenty this time around. I promise. Okay, so let's go to 22.2. And we are talking to Great Falls Radio. see how they model that here. Make sure it picks it up. Okay, so let's check the radios. Comm there, transmitting on comm 1. Don't hear anybody, but I think that'll change in a second. Good enough. All right, so we are .com 717, and we're going to be IFR to Salt Lake City. Great Falls Radio, good evening. .com 717 on the ground, Butte IFR to Salt Lake City, please.
Sorry, Mr. Callsign, who was that?
.com 717.
.com 717, Reno Radio, on request, am I?
So they've PilotEdge implemented some new radio stuff that like adds line of sight to your radios. So now when we're on the ground at these untowered airports, we have to call flight services. What route have I filed? I filed the one that was most filed on 4Flight. So this is the route. CPN, Victor 257, DBS, Nordic 6. Yeah, there you go. Excuse me, sorry. That's the one that was filed. That thing had been cleared like 300 times on 4Flight. New voice MP. Nah, this guy's been controlling for a while. Oh, Ben's joining us. Okay. Ben, how you doing, man? That's you that spawned on top of me. It's all right. Your citation...
52 Fox, Golf Roger.
Your citation gave birth to my citation. Quantident, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Major Kong DSL, welcome aboard. I find this new untowered service annoying. I mean, it's more true to the real world.
717, have clearance, ready copy.
Ready copy, .com 717.
717, clear Salt Lake City International Airport via as filed. Climb and maintain 15,000, expect level 310, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency will be 133.4, squawk 1706, hold for release.
Clear Salt Lake City as filed, 15,000 on departure, 310, then 10. Departure 133.4, squawk 1706, .com 717.
Retard.
.com 717, Rayback is correct, device number 1 ready for departure, we're on the 133.4.
Okay, we'll call up 133.4, departure, 717.
Okay, who's the other requesting clearance?
Okay. So we'll turn him down for now. Quantident, thanks for 16 months. Hope everything's been good. How was line of sight PilotEdge feature liking? I haven't used it yet, so tonight's actually... I think tonight's my first flight where I'll actually be putting it to use. Cheers, Quantident. Thanks for 16 months, buddy. Thank you. Pilot Guy, welcome aboard. Why always 7/17? It's my anniversary. That date has sentimental value to me. All right, well, we're going to assume that... oh, yeah, no, here. There's bleeds. Yeah, pressurization source normal. Now we can pressurize. Okay. So let's go program the FMC. And then we will ski daddle. Flight plan, K, BTM to KSLC. And flight plan to direct CPN. Next, via Victor 257, and then DBS. Execute that. Departing and arriving SLC. We're going to plan for the ILS 34 right, and we're going to plan for the Nordic 6 from DBS. Nordic 6 wants me to do. Can never remember the order of operation here. Nordic 6, DBS, ILS 34 right. Execute. Good. Check, 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 check. Okay, go to legs. Look for discontinuities. There's one there. Done that. Okay, good. Okay, so let's think about speeds here. So I forget what the climb speed is for this. It's like 150 knots, right? Stand by. Okay, that's all takeoff data. What do we climb with this thing? Brad has me bug 150 on the IAS. Okay. So 150 seems pretty reasonable. It seems a little bit on the slow side, but climb speed equals 2.5 times comfortable walking pace. I love this. I love flying this airplane because it screws everybody up so much. Bananagram, how you doing, man? Good to see you. 150. Okay, 150 rings a bell to me. Taker's been in. How you doing? 1 second. I gotta send. Okay, we'll go. Gotta do that. Okay, so that's good. That's good. So we're bugged 150. We're 15,000 on the departure. 15,000 right there. And okay, so let's think about this. We gotta. Oh, I'm gonna check for. You know what? We can just do a diverse departure out of here because. Yeah. I can check and see if there are any. All right. Let's see if it's a departure procedure. It's good practice. Butte. 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 Departure procedure, runway. Oh gosh, what are the winds favoring? Winds are 340 at 3, so we'll take off runway 33. Runway 33, standard climb. Oh, here we go. Climb heading 335 to 6300, and then left turn to CPN VOR DME. So we're going to 335. Let me write this down. So 335 to 6500. And then we can make a left turn direct to the CPN VOR DME at or above the MEA MCA for route of flight. And that is 10,000 feet. So we need to be 10,000 feet before we cross CPN, which shouldn't be any issue, actually. So we'll go 335. 6,500 feet, left turn direct to CPN, and then we'll go from there. That's our departure procedure. Cool. So let's bug 335. Let's see, where's the heading bug at? Oh yeah, there's freaking autopilot panels here. Okay, that's fine. 335 is about right there. Yeah, about right there. So let's go heading mode, vertical speed 1,500 feet per minute. Doesn't actually show me the vertical speed. Oh, there it does, yeah. 1,500, it's right there, okay. That's why we do this. We've got to walk through everything and make sure that we know where stuff is at. Ah, yes, and there's an alt cell button. Do not forget about the alt cell button, or you will be having problems. Okay. That's done, that's done. Good. All that's left is to set ye old transponder. Ye old transponder's down here. You go away. Shoo! Here we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Apparently 1706 is what we're on. That's what we can. 1706 I think is what we had last time for both of our flights, but hey, whatever, man. And last thing, grab the altimeter here. Altimeter 2964. 2964. Okay. Right. Left. Left. Right. Back. Forward. Flaps takeoff. Current weight is 13.5, and at 13.5 we are oh no, that's just approach speed. Takeoff. V1 95, V rotate 98, and V2's 103. So we'll rotate about 100 knots, and we'll climb out initially about 115 knots till we get to 6,500 feet or so. Once we start making the turn, we'll do our acceleration. Okay. Brakes. What is that? Speed brake extended. Lies. Okay. He told me to call up 33.4.
Retard.
So I'll try to do that. 33.4. And I need to tune in the local frequency, which is 23.0. Yeah? Yeah. Last time we were doing on tower stuff, I kept tuning in the wrong frequencies. Okay. Skellig, thanks for 3 months. Appreciate it, Jeff. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much, sir.
Retard.
Congratulations on your
Retard.
impending fatherhood, by the way. It's gonna be a fun couple of months. What program is that for flight planning? That's ForeFlight. That's what I use in the real world. Luis Manza, thanks for 22 months. Hello, Cat and friends. Nice to be here for these 22 months. Good to have you, Luis. Thank you very much. Cheers to you, buddy. Dude, the cockpit windows are comically big. Like, there's the visibility is kind of incredible at the front of this thing. Maybe someday when I get to ride in one, I'll be able to experience the sight that is this. Sorry, Boeing's ForeFlight. Yeah, got it. Man, we're going to talk about that once we're up in the air. Because I really, really hope they don't neuter that thing for GA. Like, I just hope they leave it alone. Use the developers and use the engineers to make Flight Deck Pro better for your corporate customers, and let the GA guys just go. Let's see, nav source, GPS, that's set, and then HSI. We got the winds, heading. Yeah. Oh, I can have the winds or I can have the heading. I want the winds. Okay. Hoping they bring it to Android and Chromebook. That might be a stretch. Figure you're gonna go slow enough, you may as well take in the views. I like it. I approve. Dad of the Josh, how you doing, buddy? Happy Friday. Am I still on 23.0? Yeah, I was briefly. Or no, I'm not. I am now. Now I'm on 23.0. I was just taxiing. 23.0, you up?
Butt traffic, radio check.
5 by 5. You gonna be ready? That strongly implies that I heard him and he did not hear me.
Yeah, mate, I'll be ready. I'm behind you.
Okay. Cool. You gonna pick up on the ground or you gonna pick up in the air?
I'll pick up on the ground just before we leave. I've got my clearance, but we'll announce as we're leaving. He asked me to contact him.
Retard.
Okay. Tyon Cooper, thank you very much for your support. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate it. LV Pilot 08, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Happy Friday. Got everybody here? I think we got them all. Iowa Scotsman, good evening. Okay, we've pretty much done everything here, so at this point doesn't complain to me too much. Takeoff range. The Hoovation. Flying American, how you doing? Going to an Angel Flight meeting in 30 minutes, can't stealing. All good, buddy. That sounds a lot more useful than what we're doing. What are the ceilings here? We could just take off. Scatter 12,000. I don't know, I'll give him a call. I could just take off and call him in the air. Alright, we flip over. Who are we even talking to? Is this center on top of us? Center.com 717 on the ground. Bravo Tango Mike, number 1 for departure.
Takeoff 717, Salt Lake City Center. Your release for departure, clear to board if not off in 5 minutes. If you're not off in 5 minutes, advise of intentions on this frequency. Report airborne, change advisory frequency approved.
Okay, report airport and void in 5 minutes. 717, we'll see you in a few. Burt Mooney traffic. Citation departing runway 33. Burt Mooney. Clear right. Clear left. Lights. Lights are set. Camera set. Action. Good, 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 good. Let's go. I'll be quiet here for the first part. Let's boogie. Power. Power set. Airspeed alive. V1 rotate. Positive rate. Gear. Burt Mooney traffic, citation clear runway 33, departing to the northwest, last call, Burt Mooney. Okay, bring the flaps in. I'll get the speed up here to 150.
No, release 0059.com 424.
There's that, autopilot and IAS. Salt Lake City Center.com 717, 8,400, climbing 15,000, 2 miles northwest Burt Mooney.
At 1177, Salt Lake City, clearance on request, stand by. Takeoff 717, Salt Lake City Center, roger, ident.
Ident.
Takeoff 717, ident observed, but I'm not receiving a beacon code. And you confirm your squawk 7334.
7334.com 717. One 1706 is what we got, right?
Takeoff 717, radar contact 5 miles to the west of the Bird Mooney Airport. Altitude indicates 12,000.
Takeoff 717.
Takeoff 717, climb maintain level 230.
Climb maintain level 230.com 717. Okay, 23,000 down here. We're gonna go direct, CPN, direct, execute, autopilot, nav.
Delta 1177, clear to the Portland Airport. Eagle 1, departure Twin Falls, transition Dennis File. Maintain 1010,000. Departure frequency 135.5. Squawk 3651.
He's coming in kind of hot.
Knots.
Squirrel, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you, Paul. Happy Friday. Dude, between you and Heli Pilot, man, I'm like this close to getting Factorio. NASCAR, good to see you, my friend. Captain Bill, welcome aboard.
Okay, so you don't want the
What is
clearance
ident, by the way? Good question. So ident is a function of your transponder
Roger, you
that
can
basically
cancel the,
causes your
clearance
airplane to
and
flash up
dealer.
in front of the controllers. Like you basically flash a color on their screen, and it makes you very obvious. So they do that because it helps them to identify you as you're coming out. I've given them a position and an altitude. I hit the ident button. They can verify that position and altitude. That's why he read that back to me to make sure that like that's actually where I am. Good question. Factorio, don't do it. Yeah, I know, right? Denver, Vermont, how you doing?
Visual approach into the Nogales International Airport. Report traffic cancellation.
Plebs
in the
are
air,
needed. Welcome
or
aboard.
on the ground at nose frequency.
Making like the space shuttle. Dude, this thing
Frequency
climbs
approach.
pretty good, yeah. She don't go very fast, but she does climb. And behind us somewhere is Aussie Benny H. I guess that's the airport we came from.
1931 Denver
So.
Tower, good afternoon. The wind
We're making
3001,
decent time.
runway 25, clear for takeoff.
For now. Yeah, he just took off. So he's stuck on the ground. He was stuck on the ground until I was essentially high enough and out of the way enough. That airspace was mine for that 5 minutes, as far as IFR traffic goes. That's why it's oftentimes easier to just depart VFR.
Takeoff
And then-
717, contact Salt Lake City Center 128.72. Have a good day.
2872.com 717. 28.72. We'll do the change. 29902. Salt Lake City Center.com 717, flight level 187, climbing flight level 230. Oh, good. I maintain flight level 310.com 717.
Salt Lake Center, g'day.com.
G'day.
Climbing 8,700.
It's so good to see you.
We got 424 Salt Lake Center.
Do you prefer X-Plane 11 or FSX? I've only used FSX. I much prefer X-Plane 11. I've been exclusive on 11 for probably 4 or 5 years now. Nam 106, how you doing?
I got 424 radar contact, 3 miles to the northwest of the Bird Mooney Airport. Company 10,000.
I'm gonna say Jenna Niggins is that name, but I don't know how to say that one. So you should tell me the way to say that name. Dutch HL Gamer, welcome aboard.
Takeoff 424, climb maintain level 230.
I maintain flight level 230.com.
That voice codec will never not sound good. I know, man. It's yeah. Again, it was I was kind of on the fence about it at first, but the more I play around with it, the more I'm like, dude, that's just so awesome. Like, mad props to Total Rico. Because I think he wrote most of that code, if not all of it.
Negative, you're out of the control of the airport, so it's your responsibility to get to Salt Lake VOR via departure procedure or your own navigation. Thank you. So the 1931 contact Denver departure unit.
Somebody was having some troubles with untowered procedures. That's what I want to do untowered occasionally, because the procedures are just different enough. Like you have to, you do have to kind of like think about it some more. D-Miller, good to see you. Nice breakout indeed. Yep. We'll see 2K15. Good to see you. Azul Aviation, welcome aboard. November Papa, happy Friday. FM modulation is cool and still sounds better than VATSIM. Yeah. Has the cat been delivering mice to its overlord? She sort of toned it down a little bit. She's been, I think she's got some sort of food allergy. She's been scooting, which is not something that's very pleasant, because it puts little brown streaks wherever she happens to be scooting, which is less than ideal when you have a child running around, well, not running around the house, but in various places, cohabitating some of the same places. So we took her off of her wet food, is the long and short of that. And I'm pretty sure that she's pissed at us for taking her off the wet food. So we've stopped getting the mice for now. Like, she'll still bring them occasionally, but it's definitely not like it used to be. Or it could be that the mice have finally, like, disappeared. I'm not really sure. Tigers 1904, good to see you. Sue Friend, welcome aboard. How's the dad business going? It's been pretty good. She misbehaves a little bit here and there. She doesn't like to sleep. She hates to nap, but for the most part, things are pretty awesome. You won't get too many complaints from me. My flaps? No, my flaps are in. Okay. Because it looked like the flaps were down.
So 1931 Denver departure radar contact verified climbing via the Miami Port departure. Roger.
Boy, that's nice climb performance. Where's the flap indicator in this plane? There's the lever. Is there no? There is no indicator, is there? I don't know. Oh yeah, it's right here on the side. All right, whatever. Pressurization while we're at it too. Yeah, we can go to about right there. About 8,000 feet. Should be okay. How the hairdryers, they do pretty good in the climb, honestly. Like, we're doing 1,700 or 1,500 feet per minute climbing through 26,000. So, like, it's not too bad at this point. I mean, we're only climbing at 150 knots, so there's that.
North Center 135.5, you're going above that.
Ionic Fultron, good to see you. Just completed my Cat 1, first time using PilotEdge, loving it so far. Awesome, dude. True Flight, how you doing? Dude, the new Blue Sky Stars sounds for the Citation are amazing, aren't they? It's never going to get old, I promise.
Flight level 225 for flight level 230.
Takeoff 424, Salt Lake Center, good evening, climbing tape level 310.
Chili Fry, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you.
I'm maintain flight level 310.com 424.
Where's my drink cart? There's no drink cart in this airplane, dude. What are you talking about? There's no room for a drink cart.
1931 contact Denver.
We just have a room for a bathroom. This doesn't appear to be modeled. Also, this is like this could be the world's most crowded Citation, man. I don't think they do 6 seats in most of these, do they? Maybe they do. Maybe I'll find out one day.
Denver Center, Delta 1931 with you at
With you.
18,000, climbing for 23,000, or flight level 230.
Hear about the new TBM 940 auto throttle, dude? That's amazing. Yeah.
Roger, verify you're climbing via the SID.
Climbing via
Yeah, I saw the
Yanni
TBM 940. What other optimizations or what other improvements are there beyond just the auto throttle? But that's, I mean, I guess GTN 3000 is in there, but I'm assuming that was in the 930, right? Auto throttle is pretty cool though. I wonder, so you have to wonder if their inclusion of the auto throttle was a response to maybe they caught wind that that Cirrus was putting an auto throttle in the Vision jet, and I have to imagine that they're largely competing for the same market, Cirrus and TBM now. It's pretty cool though. I still love the TBM, and I'd have a TBM any day of the week. 1,000 to go. Okay, alt cells on. Good. Drink! He made a mistake. Drink! I hope Hot Start does the 940. Well, I think Toto or somebody else will have to model the G3000 first. And there's not really a ton of information out there on those. So, I mean, one of the things that made the 900 work the way that it does is the fact that the GT or the G1000 was already largely done. So it really did reduce the amount of work he had to do. I assume that's the case at least.
133.67, Delta 1931.
18 minutes to 310. That's not too bad, right? It's actually pretty terrible. I'll take it though. We did all right. So we can bump this now. So we can bring it up to, I think, 102. So 102.5.
Denver Center, Delta 1931 with you, climbing via the Yanni.
Let's just do 102.
Flight level 223.
1931 Denver Center, climb maintain for 360.
Up to 360 for Delta.
There we go. We do 102. Yeah, whatever. It's close enough. Little worried about the ITTs, but I think we're okay. Everything else is fine. And we'll see what kind of speed we get out of this sucker. Drew the Cessna pilot, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Dutch HL Gamer, have a great night, man. Thanks for stopping by. There's a dope YouTube video about it, the With You drinking game. You guys did that. Didn't you guys do that to real world flyers or like ATC, like live ATC? Cook of the turbines. That's right, man. Screw those turbines. I ain't paying for them. There's nothing to see out there. And the weather, excuse me, sorry. Baby has got me tired. Like, baby's been okay, but I'm also still super tired. 2 miles snow, mist, few 500, scattered 1200. Okay, so let's figure out what we are going to do here. So the ceilings are 3,000, but the visibility is 2 miles. So if we pull up, let's see, we can close those two. So if we go to Salt Lake City, we go look at the approaches. So what I want is I want runway 35. So there's an LDA and there's a GPS for 35. So the LDA gets you down to 300. Actually, 300 feet is pretty good. So the LDA gets you down to 300 feet. Oh, LDA with a glide slope. Okay, so that's okay. I see. They probably couldn't put an ILS there, for whatever reasons. This is offset a little bit, most likely. I think that's what's usually happens with those LDAs. Okay, so LDA is there. The GPS approach also gets us down to 400. So we could actually request this LDA 35 into Salt Lake City, and that's probably going to be what I would want, because that gets us, like I said, down to 300 feet. As long as we use the glide slope. We can't use a glide slope, we go to 500 feet. We can't use the glide slope, and then we'll try to get the GPS approach. But I want runway 35, so that'll be the plan. So let's come down to the FMC, departing and arriving. KSLC, let's get rid of that. And let's put in LDA 35. And as far as transitions go, that's a good question. If I pull up a Nordic 6, is there a transition from Cedar? There is not. No, so there is no, we're not going to worry about that then. So we'll hit execute. We'll assume we're going to get vectors. It's fantastic. Great. Off we go. Still in nav mode. Good, good, good. Okay. And we are cruising along at 366 knots over the ground with a broken... There we go. XY is supposed to give me the X and the Y values of my crosswind and headwind, but a little bit of a headwind, but not too bad. So, yeah, that's about... it's about as good as it gets in this airplane. Apparently we still have an hour to get down there. Which seems incorrect, but it's alright. I guess it's possible. So yeah. What's going on tonight? What's the drink of choice tonight? I'm thinking I could go for a Four Roses bourbon. Never had one of those. I'm drinking a Dynasty Imperial IPA by Night Shift Brewing. It's pretty okay. Oh, the TBM. Okay, the TBM is 18 minutes to flight level 310. Yeah, that's pretty good. You did live ATC, gotcha. Yeah, so what's going on? I think we're going to take the baby up for her very first flight tomorrow. Assuming that it's not stupidly cold out. Very excited for that. So we're going to take her out to Springfield, Massachusetts for lunch. She probably won't have any lunch out there, but we will. Going out the 182 should be a good time. And then that's it for flying this weekend, man. I think that's like the only thing I'm doing this weekend. I'm going to kind of take another easy one. I got a little bit of work I got to do for Max. Excuse me. We'll work on getting the next video out there. Vegas to Sedona. It's very pretty. It's very, very, very pretty, man. The sights and whatnot are just spectacular on that flight. So that'll probably be my Sunday adventure. Am I going to Oshkosh? Probably not this year, no. Unless I have a really good reason to go. I probably won't be able to make it this year. My time off and my travel and whatnot is sort of consumed elsewhere right now. One of these years I'll find somebody that'll split the cost with me to go to Oshkosh and make it more sort of affordable. But for me to do it right now, it's like $2,200 for me to get a plane to go out there, or I think actually maybe a little bit more than that. So I gotta find another person to split the cost with on that.
1931 Denver.
Yeah, can I step away for a second?
But like I've done the Oshkosh thing. I had a good time. It was fun. I am doing Sun and Fun. I'll be down at Sun and Fun for a day, and they're close enough. Like Oshkosh is obviously on a different, much larger scale. But you know, I found I got sort of the same vibes from Sun and Fun, even though it was a bit smaller. Yeah, Ben. So she'll be in the back with Mother. Yeah. We'll find a way. I haven't tried to strap in a baby seat back there yet either. So it's gonna be a little bit of trial and error to figure out the best way to actually get her back there and strapped in. But yeah, my wife will be back there with her. We're not gonna make her go through that the very first time by herself. So hopefully she'll be all right. We'll see what happens. It's got to be slow climbs and slow descents. Does the FAA have car seat regulations like the DOT? They do not. We can take the car seat in with us. We'll strap it in as best we can. But as far as like babies go, the regulations I have are actually the same in my plane are the same that you'd have in a commercial airliner. So she can have her own seat and she can be strapped in, or she can be held on the lap by mom. Which I don't know that I like that idea. Baby's going flying if you have a problem. So she'll be in her. She's still in a baby carrier, like the little carrier with the handle on it, and we'll have that thing strapped in pretty well. Guy in my IPO flew 182 out of Oshkosh. It was about 2K in fuel from Savannah. Yeah, dude, that'd be crazy, man. That sounds about right. Yeah, I know Ian wants to go to Oshkosh, so and he'll split some of the costs. So maybe Ian, you get your PPL, buddy. We'll do it next year. It's good time building exercise for you. Because if we go next year, you'll probably be working on your instrument rating, you know? Just saying. We could both log that time. So Ben, we do have we might have that covered. We have the noise covered as well. Let me find cute, adorable picture. First one of the night. She has her own hearing protection because it's important for her not to have her ears destroyed at 3 months old. So the rating on and she did pretty well. Like she actually was pretty cozy with him in. She didn't throw too much of a fit. She was kind of shocked at first, like what the hell is this? But she seemed to be doing okay with him. So yeah, I think she'll be okay. That is pretty cute, isn't it? I can't wait. We're gonna get some pictures with her and that thing tomorrow for sure. I just streamed Oshkosh last year. Awesome if you can't go. Yeah, dude. Yeah, they have a live stream of some sort going, didn't they? If all else fails, bungee cord and duct tape. I like it. One of those little baby holder things like Dr. Evil had Mini-Me would probably work well too for all up. Actually, that's a good idea. I know we have something like that. I'll check with the better half and see if she wants to bring that just in case. Because we'll definitely, like, we're taking her to Portugal in August, so we'll definitely have a baby carrier like that to bring her because she'll be on our lap. Aviation baby, that's right, man. Goal is to get her as acclimated as possible to that stuff. Nice and early. Lexi 2039, thank you very much for your support. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, buddy. Cooperfish, I'm sorry, buddy, I missed your resub. Thanks for 22 months, Cooperfish. Cheers to you as well. Thank you very much, guys. So, yeah, I mean, we want to get her used to being in that airplane as quickly as possible because the whole reason I got my PPL was so that we can go places. And I want to take longer trips too. Like we're doing a thing in a couple weeks. Actually, when we do Sun and Fun, I'm going to be flying down to White Plains on a Friday morning, and then meeting up with Max, and then Max is flying us down to Florida. So wife's going to hang out during the show on the beach with the baby, and then Max and I are going to go to the show for the day, and then we're coming back on Sunday, and then I'll fly home from White Plains on Sunday. So. Like that's the kind of stuff I want to be able to do with the PPL is to be able to like go somewhere for a couple of nights within like 2 hours or so. Aussie Benny H, thanks for 26 months. Way to celebrate joining you for the leg. You little ripper, keep up the great work, mate. Thank you very much, Ben. I appreciate it, buddy. Cheers. Sappa Jake, take it easy. Spaceman 2299, welcome aboard. Nader here, happy Friday. Been out of loop for a while. Did you get your IR? I did. I got it about maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks. Yeah, about a month and a half ago I got it, and it was really not much of a fuss. Like it was actually a pretty uneventful thing. Conditions that day were kind of crappy. Wind was super gusty, and we got tossed around pretty good. But yeah, it was cold. It was really freaking cold. But yeah, it wasn't really that big a deal. Nice to get it. Yeah, we'll be taking Max's plane down there. Yeah, so we'll probably do some recording on the way down as well, get some more footage, and do some recording of the trip and the time down there, and kind of make a little vlog out of it for him. So that's what I want him to do more. Like I go to a place, I do a thing, I get some pictures, I get some video and whatnot, and then we fly back kind of stuff, as opposed to like, hey, we're just gonna do a flight in the air. Because I think there's a lot more potential there for some fun stuff. But Nader here, thanks for 2 months. He says, that's awesome. Let's celebrate with a sub. I appreciate it, man. Cheers. Thank you. How many hours of training for your IR? Good question. I ended up with 43 or so hours, 42 or 43 hours of instrument training when I got my IR. or instrument, I should say total instrument time. And the training was about 23 hours or so. And I think I got it at 150 hours. Thereabouts, I think. I guess I could check. I got it on January 11th. I've done... Let's see here. 0.8 plus 0.9 plus 1 plus 1.9 plus 2.0 minus 173. Yeah, so I got it right at 161 hours. So 161 hours and about 42 or 43 hours of simulated instrument time. So I was pretty happy with that. I mean, that's about as good as I could have asked for when it comes to the instrument rating. I could have been ready at 40 hours, but I had a bad day on that day, and then my daughter was born. I had to push the whole thing back. So, yeah, that's kind of where we were at. Do you do 141 or 61? Part 61. No sim time. I did not log any sim time. I didn't feel it was necessary to log sim time. I have no issue with it, but if I'm gonna spend, so I get my 172 that I rent is about $105 an hour, and the way I look at it, if I'm gonna spend $50 an hour on an airplane or on a sim plus the money on the instructor, I may as well just double that and spend it in the airplane and get some total time as well, because I knew that I would want total time towards my commercial and CFI and whatnot. So, like it was easier just to go up in the actual airplane. Yeah, total instrument time would have been like 40 or 42 or 43. How much instrument flying have you done since? I have logged 0 hours of simulated and 0 hours of actual. I have, however, done... I think I've done 2 or 3 flights where I've been in the system. I think I've done two flights in the system so far, 2 sets of flights. So my buddy and I flew out for breakfast in southern Massachusetts, and then my wife and I flew down and met up with Max for dinner a couple weeks ago in southern Massachusetts as well. So yeah, I did both of those IFR. But we can't. There's nothing to log unless you're either simulated instrument or your actual instrument. How do you calculate your top of descent when you don't have a VNAV and no one to descent? I've been trying to do that in the FJS 732, but always get the descent wrong. Good question. Math. Math is the answer. Okay. So here's what you do. You take your current altitude, 35,000 feet. You take the altitude you want to go to. Let's say we've been told cross this intersection at, let's say we just want to go down to 10,000 feet, right? Make it nice and easy. So what you do is you find the difference between those two numbers. The difference between those two numbers is 25,000 feet. So we need to descend 25,000 feet to make this altitude of 10. Okay? Lop off the zeros. Lop off the zeros. Boom. And then divide that number by 3. That comes out to like 83 point... Let's just call it 83. So divide it by 3. And you get 83. So that is shorthand for the number of miles you would need to descend at about 2,000 feet per minute in a jet to make that number. Okay? You can divide it by like 300 or 30 or whatever. I don't know. Whatever, however it works. So 83 miles. So take the number, take where you're at, take where you're going to, find the difference, which is 25,000. Divide that number by, lop off 2 zeros, divide it by 100, then divide it by 3. So yeah, divided by 3. You can take 25,000 divided by 300 and it does the same thing. It's just easier to think of it as lopping off the zeros there. And then you're left with a number here, 83. So 83 miles out from wherever we want to be 10,000 feet is where I would want to start my descent. Realistically, I'm gonna bump that number up to 90. Okay, I'm gonna give myself a nice padding here. So 90 miles out. I'm gonna start down at 2,000 feet per minute, and that's gonna get me approximately at the point where I want to be. Now, the trick is, as you're coming down the hill, you want to recalculate this a few times to make sure that you're on track, or to make sure that you're not going to be there early. if you know, and then you can adjust your rate of descent accordingly on the way down the hill like that. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, it was a big deal. Like, it was a big deal. It was a lot of work. I'm glad to have it out of the way. Currency requirements for instrument in the United States. Every 6 months, I have to log at least six rolling months, 6 instrument approaches, 1 hold, and log time tracking, you know, radials and tracks and all that good stuff. So it's basically six instrument approaches and 1 hold flown every 6 months. And that can be simulated or that can be actual. And as of last year, you can do it in a flight simulator, an approved flight simulator, I should say, with no instructor present too. So I can just fly the approaches and then be current. I wouldn't do that. If it got to the point where I was worried about currency, I would get a safety pilot. I'd go up. I actually fly the approaches in the real plane, because again, I want to get total time. I want to be more proficient and all that. I love these streams where it just lays the knowledge on us the whole time. Always learn new and useful things. So happy to help, man. Yeah. And the rate of descent is indicated airspeed divided by 2 times 10. So 260 IAS will be about 1,300 feet per minute. Yeah, I've always learned it as 2, which is probably like what it goes for with jet talk, like where it goes for the jet. Now, I'm gonna let you know my dirty little secret here. When I'm flying GA, I don't do any of that. I can't point to it, but if you look at my ForeFlight screen,
Takeoff 717, descend and maintain level 240.
level 240.com 717. All right. 24,000 and autopilot. Let's do. We'll set the IAS for 240. Oops. So you know what? We'll just go vertical speed. So vertical speed, alt cell, down. And we'll do 1,500 feet per, or we'll do 2,000 feet per minute. So over here, and once we do that, we're gonna have to pull the power back. Okay, so I cheat. Oh, well, it won't let me show that. Let me show that. Somehow it lets me show it, but whatever. Bottom right corner here, you'll see a field on ForeFlight that says descent to dest. And that is literally the feet per minute I would need to descend at my current ground speed to reach the destination, at whatever elevation the destination's at. So, at 750 feet per minute, if we descended at this speed, we would make it to Salt Lake City at Salt Lake City's altitude. So when I'm in the real world, I wait till that number hits 500 feet per minute, because that's my number in the real world, and then I start down. Or if I'm flying the 732 or whatever, and I'm not given descent instructions, usually when that thing hits 2,000, I can start down then, or it gets close to 2,000, I can start down. That's the secret that I use, though. Be the Gamer 2YT, thank you very much for your support, man. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, buddy.
Salt Lake Center 135.77.
135.77 Delta 1931.
What are my thoughts on ForeFlight being bought by Boeing? I really hope that it's going to be a good thing. I hope that GA is not going to get the shaft. I hope they're going to let ForeFlight do what ForeFlight does. I'm not really very confident when it comes to large companies. I don't have a lot of faith in these acquisitions. Like, you look at the video game industry and all the acquisitions as they happen, they almost always end poorly for the consumer. Very good for the founders of the company that got bought. They're making a ton of money. Usually good for the company that bought the other company, because they're getting some sort of technology and some sort of personnel that they wanted, but the consumer almost always gets the shaft. So I'm not super confident this is going to be a good thing for us, but it's ultimately going to be a wait and see sort of thing.
Takeoff 424, descend and maintain level 250.
2475.
250.com 424.
All right, so there's that. Let's go. Com2 on.
Takeoff 717, clear direct to Carter.
Go to Carter.com 717. Direct Carter go, go.
I got 424 clear direct Carter.
Should have. Well, I guess we're not close enough to pick up the ATIS. I'll leave the ATIS tuned in. I'll leave the COM2 on. And eventually we'll pick it up here.
Direct Carter.com 424.
Okay, alt cells on. Port on this plane. So yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens with the whole ForeFlight thing. I want to be optimistic. I want to assume that it's going to end up in a, you know, as a good thing for us. But that's usually not the case when it comes to big corporate acquisitions like this. I mean, of course, ForeFlight's going to say they'll continue to give love to GA, but ultimately, like ForeFlight's no longer in charge of ForeFlight, is what it comes down to. So Big Daddy Boeing could come down and say, nope, you're reallocating your resources to this thing that's going to make us a lot more money and make us market leaders in whatever this thing is. That's just the way that it goes in business, and so they're going to go with the thing that makes the money, and hopefully they're not going to do that. Hopefully they're going to say, okay, you know, you support your GA folks and this and that, but like they're going to be putting a lot of focus most likely in Flight Deck Pro, Jeppesen offerings and whatnot, and reallocating resources to the Jeppesen offerings. I know that ForeFlight has been focused on corporate aviation and sort of getting into the
Takeoff 717, contact Salt Lake Center 133.25. Good night.
3325.com 717.
Takeoff 424, descend and maintain flight level 240.
Descend and maintain flight level 240.com 424.
Oops, overspeed. Salt Lake City Center.com 717, flight level 240.
Takeoff 717, Salt Lake Center, roger, good evening.
Okay, here we go. So I hope that nothing changes. A little insight, Bonanza, good to see it. Work for Boeing. As of now, nothing is changing with ForeFlight business as usual with more funding. Hopefully. I want to believe that's going to be the case. But like generally when you look at these acquisitions, they're almost always bad. Like they're always almost universally bad for the consumer. So what Boeing also did that I think a lot of people have glazed over is they bought one of the main competitors for Flight Deck Pro. I know ForeFlight was working with them and collaborating on this and that, but ultimately, like, Flight Deck Pro and ForeFlight were pretty much the only EFBs that were being considered for commercial aviation. Garmin didn't really have an offering worth throwing into airliners and, you know, 124s and 135s, or what? So 121s, I don't know, whatever they are. So I don't know. We'll see. I hope nothing changes. If it turns to poop, I have to look at Avplan EFB. They are in the US too. Yeah, I've heard of Avplan. Like, there's a few other guys that are out there. They don't quite have the feature set, or they don't quite have the polish that ForeFlight does. I guess Jason should have waited to buy his TBM. Well, he could probably sell the TBM now and get something much better. How much did you review the DTPP for instrument training? What is the DTPP, TrueFlight? The vibe I got is generally believe they'll continue to support GA, but you're also right. Corporate can always phone down and set the playbook up differently. Yeah, and but it won't be an immediate thing. It'd be one of those like 5-6 years down the road. You know, is when stuff starts to happen. Like the most recent example I can think of is you look at the Activision Blizzard merger. And I'm a little bit bitter about this because Blizzard has always made fantastic games. Their focus has been on highly polished, fantastic games for the consumer, and we're going to hold this thing back until we believe it's ready to go. And over time, Activision leadership has come in and eroded that philosophy completely to the point to where there's basically nobody left from Blizzard now that had that philosophy. And you can tell that the corporate, the way that they're behaving in a corporate manner and the way they're behaving, you know, with their games and everything they're offering right now is much more focused on profits and short-term gains rather than the sort of long-term viability and happiness of their consumers. So, like, that's definitely been a negative thing. You look at all the, like, still at video games, you look at EA buying up a bunch of companies. EA has bought up countless number of game studios.
Takeoff 717, cross Carter at flight level 1, enter 0. Then descend via the Nordic 6, arrival lane north.
Cross Carter at flight level 190, and then descend.
Carter, flight level 190, descend Nordic 6, DOTCOM 717.
Com 424.
DOTCOM 424, that was not for you. DOTCOM 717. Cross Carter at flight level 190, then descend via the Nordic 6 arrival.
Carter, flight level 190, then descend via the Nordic 6 arrival, landing north, DOTCOM 717.
DOTCOM 424, you maintain flight level 240.
Okay, so we gotta go 5,000 feet, about 15 miles out. So 20 miles out. When that hits 20 miles, we'll start our way down to 190, and we'll go from there. Commando, good to see you. Yeah, you look at EA. EA's bought up about a bunch of game companies, a bunch of game studios and whatnot, and almost every single one of them have been driven into the ground. BioWare is probably the latest example. There we go. All right, we'll grab that here in a second. You know, you look at the latest release, the last two releases from BioWare have been absolute dumpster fires. Like it's across the board. Like you see this kind of stuff happen, and especially like, and I'm mostly looking at the games industry, but you see it happen. So, I don't know. Cautiously optimistic, but cautiously pessimistic maybe is what I would say. EA is a classic example of greed. Well, EA is a classic example of the shareholders. The shareholders have the last say, and if you're not making growth, if you're not making money, like then you know the corporate overlords are going to get thrown out, and somebody else will be brought in. So they just do everything they can to try to bring in more cash. 256, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Original 1010, how you doing? We're talking about ForeFlight, yeah. And I know that the ForeFlight's founders and Boeing have come out and said they're not going to touch it, they're not going to do anything, and I hope that's the case.
DOTCOM 424 contact.
That's why I love indie games. They put so much more love into their games. Yeah, they definitely do, but they're on a different scale. Like there's not going to be an indie game that compares to like a Mass Effect or Mass Effect 2 or even like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like those big AAA blockbusters they are what they are. And they have the budgets thrown behind them. They can be something, you know, super special. And the indie studios are not going to be able to, in general, do that.
Flight level 240.
424 Salt Lake City Center, good evening. Cross Carter at flight level 190, then descend via the Nordic 6 arrival, landing north. Cross
Carter at
So
flight level
set
190,
15,000, Diane
arriving
11,000,
arriving north.
Ante 11,000. It's easy enough.
DOTCOM 717 and DOTCOM 424 Salt Lake City Center, altimeter 2971.
71.
DOTCOM 424.
Space Danny says, I agree and I work for them. Which one, Boeing or EA? Jetfire, good to see you. I found you on YouTube. Loved your content. First time joining on Twitch. Well, happy Friday, buddy. It's good to have you here. Welcome aboard. So we actually acquired ForeFlight to strengthen our GA portfolio. With that, Jeppesen FD Pro for the airliners has been developed by ForeFlight, taking features from both companies. What are the chances you can get a Gulfstream in the air? Well, there's no, like, there's a freeware Gulfstream that's out on the sim, but Gulfstream keeps pretty close tabs on their IP, so there really aren't any Gulfstreams in the sims, unfortunately. Anybody who's tried to do one has pretty much gotten shut down. What finally kills WoW after 15 years? Old higher-ups on the board, that's what. Yeah, they pushed a product out that wasn't ready. Okay, it's snowing. Briefly. I guess we should get some weather radar out then, shouldn't we? 20 miles till we start down. Okay, so 19,000. Good. Doesn't Boeing own Jeppesen? They do. Carenado Gulfstream with 2 E's, 4 confirmed. You work for Boeing Space Navy. Gotcha, okay. Why would Boeing want a GA portfolio? That's actually a really good question. Like, that's not gonna, like, it doesn't make money on the same scale that other things do in Boeing. And when I read the announcement and the press releases, it sounded like they wanted to use ForeFlight to strengthen their commercial endeavors and not their consumer endeavors. They want a services portfolio. That makes sense, yeah. You can fly the Grumman Tiger. That's Gulfstream, sorta. I approve. Dude, I'd love to have a Grumman. Those things are so cool. All right, anti-ice is coming on, and I don't think it's turning off the rest of this flight. So we got visible moisture out there. It's real cold. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's here. I mean, the nice thing about having ForeFlight in the hands of consumers is that when the consumers move up to, when the consumers move up to the commercial world, they'll already be more familiar with Jeppesen Pro and ForeFlight. So ostensibly it would be easier for a pilot who has grown up with ForeFlight to then move into the corporate world and use those tools as well. Like, that's an area where I could see there being quite a large benefit for Boeing. All right, so let's go alt cell, go vertical speed, and we'll start down. And I'm not saying you guys are wrong. Like, the folks in here that work for Boeing, like, I totally get, the potential benefits that are there. I'm just playing, I'm playing the consumer that doesn't trust the companies. And the bigger the company, the less trust that I have for them. I'm one of those, like, tinfoil hat type of people. Black VQ, good to see you. 2 Zulu Mike, welcome aboard. You caught the end of the first flight, 2 Zulu Mike, so you're just in time. Okay, Carter 19,000 feet, and then we're going to do a descend via. They're not really giving me much time to get down to 15, although I should be able to do it. And they log up a potential competitor if they wanted to branch Jeppesen to civilians. Yeah.
All right, 58 Papa Victor, ready.
I mean, there's no doubt they bought a competitor of theirs. Even though ForeFlight and Jeppesen were working together, like, ForeFlight could have just as easily been a competitor to Jeppesen.
Or standby, if that makes sense.
In the in that corporate space.
All right, 58 Papa Victor, ready, ground, go with your request.
All right, what's our approach speed going to be? We are. We're under. Let's see, you're under 13,000. So let's say we're close to 12,000. Full flap approach speed is going to be about 95 knots.
Okay, Papa Victor, verify you're all on the ground at Reading Airport.
95 knots.
Okay, so you want VFR flight following to Reading.
Boeing wanted ForeFlight for their Boeing CST-100 Starliner program. I've heard of the Starliner. ForeFlight was a competitor to Jeppesen FD, but Jep FD was nowhere near the features ForeFlight does. Yeah. Well, and a lot of the features that were added to Jep in the last year have been from ForeFlight. Like, ForeFlight was brought in to help like make that offering better, just as like the Jep charts were then offered in ForeFlight to those consumers. So, like, there was a symbiotic.
17 contact, Salt Lake City approach 135.5. Good day.
35.5.com 717. There was a very symbiotic relationship that existed there, that's for sure. But if that relationship hadn't existed and ForeFlight kept doing their own thing, like, they could have probably crushed Flight Tech Pro.
Dew point -1. Altimeter 2971. Arriving and departing runway 32, 34 left, 34 right, 35. ILS runway 34 left, runway 34 right, and LDA runway 35 approach in use. Simultaneous approaches to parallel runways in use. VFR departures contact clearance delivery, advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested.
058 Papa Victor's departure frequency 132.2, squawk 6501.
Contact, you have information Delta.
Delta.
Salt Lake City International Airport.
Papa Victor,
information Delta. 0128 Zulu. Wind 320 at 17. Visibility 1 3/4. Light snow, mist. Ceiling 2,100 broken. 3,200.
Papa Victor, advise when you have Tango ready for taxi. Expect runway 316.
It is very cold. It's not freezing, though. It could be worse. So, like, approach .com 717, flight level 190, descending Nordic 6 with Delta.
717, Salt Lake City approach, good evening. ILS runway 34 right, the altitude 271.
271, and we'll expect that Delta 77, or .com 717. Can we get in on...
Air 58 Papa Victor, roger, where you parked?
3/4.
Air 58 Papa Victor, runway 16.
Yeah, we could. Well, I'll see if he'll give it. I'll see if he'll give me the LDA.
On Delta.
Original 1010. Thank you very much for your support. Welcome to. Thanks for 5 months. Cheers. Kung Pao Cow. Thanks for 4 months. Cheers to you as well. Sorry I missed you guys. I was on my rant. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Mice Buster, how you doing? We're in the Carenado S550 Jetfire. Salt Lake approach, .com 717. Can we put the LDA 35 on request?
717, have your request, stay by.
Okay, 15,000 is next. Autopilot, alt cell, vertical speed down. Good. If anything, it definitely got people aware of ForeFlight outside the aviation industry. When you start seeing those kind, when you start seeing,
look for Vector's final full approach from Fairfield.
I'll take the Vector's final Delta 7 or .com 717.
As you expect Vectors for the LDA runway 35 approach.
Okay, we'll expect that. Thank you. Okay, let's brief an approach here on the way down. So we're gonna fly the LDA 35 approach into Salt Lake City Airport. 111.5. And we'll do the course and all that stuff. So 111.5, final approach course 344. We've got 9,200 feet to work with. Touchdown zone elevation is 4,200 feet. We will tune into Salt Lake Tower on 18.3 in the middle there. Minimums today are going to be 300 feet and half a mile. We've got, I didn't catch exactly what the ceilings were, but the ceilings were fine. The ceilings were like 2,000 and 1 3/4 mile visibility. So we have the ceilings with the visibility for this approach. However, if we do have to fly a missed approach, we are going to go 4,800 feet, climbing left turn to 9,000, direct to the TCH VOR, and then hold on the TCH VOR 331 to Ogden radio.
Flight level 190, received information Delta.
Yeah, we'll hold there. So that's the approach. So I had to punch the course in and get the tower frequencies up. Nathan 3113, good to see you. Mick Trying, welcome aboard. What is the accurate cabin temp? I have no idea.
Expect the Vectors local LDA runway 35 approach.
We'll expect that. .com 424.
No idea for the cabin temp. Yeah, when it involves Boeing, big news outlets are going to pick it up, and that's one of those things. Like that's going to be a net benefit for ForeFlight in a lot of ways, because a lot of companies and a lot of people that hadn't heard of it before have suddenly become aware of, like, hey, what is this thing? Okay, so we're 15,000 through set. Let's zoom this in so I can actually read. 15,000 through set. And going from there. Drum V, good to see it. It's gonna be cool today too, because we got low visibility coming in there. Is it Max and the other.com? Nope, that's Aussie Benny H. The best accent on PilotEdge.
1931, contact Salt Lake City, Center 128.72, good night.
Between BCA and BDS. Don't know what that means. Altimeter. Oh yeah, good call. 2971. Yes. I will set my altimeter. Okay, once we cross set, we can go to 11,000 feet.
So 1931 Salt Lake Center, good evening.
And there it goes. Alt cell. Vertical speed. Down we go. There we go. Now we can do okay speed. 250 knots. It's not bad. Is that chart Navigraph? That was ForeFlight. That's actually... This is the program we've been talking about for the last 20 minutes or so. ForeFlight's good stuff. He's faking the accent. Oof. Oof, that's harsh. Yeah, we're on our way down to Salt Lake City now. Oh. Okay. There we go.
Tower, the wind, 16014.
In the soup, we got the anti-ice on. Like I said, we're leaving that on for the rest of the flight. Ain't going anywhere. Slap Shooter, good to see you, buddy. Happy Friday. You can't fake this. You can only try. That's what she said. Ooh. I never turned the lights off, so they're fine. Lights are set. Yeah, I don't do accents really well. I can do like a southern US accent. That's pretty much it. Definitely can't do British or Australian. Okay, so is Anity next? Yes, Anity is next. We need to be 11,000. So we're going to be set for that. Good. No speed restrictions to care about, so we're good there. Down we go. Well, forward we go now. Think people tend to jump between Aussie and British when it comes to the Americans doing those accents? Absolutely. I try to do an Aussie accent, it just sounds British. Well, it sounds vaguely British, we'll go with. It probably ain't no British that you've ever heard before. Okay. So we have the course and the tower frequency to go yet. And we'll probably start getting vectors here fairly soon. We're almost abeam the airport, as you can tell. Where's the toes? T1, welcome aboard.
Takeoff 717, contact Salt Lake approach 125.7, good day.
25.7, DOCOM 717.
58 Papa Victor, contact departure, good day.
Salt Lake City approach, DOCOM 717, 11,000.
717, Salt Lake approach, altimeter 2971.
71. Flight Play 1's good to see it. When I went to America, they thought I was Australian, but I'm British. America's totally confused my British accent. Yeah, I can tell the difference now between the two, but only because I've spent a lot of time around Aussies and Brits and whatnot, actually through this hobby. Otherwise, I would have no idea. And I could probably even pick out a Kiwi accent right now, too. All right. Keep about 250 knots. Just hanging out here, waiting for the vectors. Sometimes we sprinkle in some Cockney British, little Cockney slang. I still don't get the Cockney slang. Or Cockney slang, sorry, Cockney slang. How could I be so wrong? FS Expo is on in 2 months. Where did the year go? I know, dude. It's crazy. Not 2 months. It's 3 months, Nico. It's March 8th. June is when the expo is. We're getting there.
Takeoff 717, just to maintain 9,000.
9,000. .com 717. I need some of that sealant from a dick. That's probably the most New Zealand thing I've ever been exposed to. Aside from my buddy who's from New Zealand originally, but yeah. The deck sealant. Okay, flap speeds. Is there a placard somewhere that tells me the flap speeds? Probably not. Do the flaps tell me the flap speeds? Negative. I probably should have looked that up.
Retard.
Dustin C, thanks for 12 months, buddy. Appreciate it. Cheers, man. Ooh. Alt cell. Yeah, alt cell's good. Oh, down here maybe. Here we go. 200 and 172. Okay.
Takeoff 424, contact Salt Lake, approach 125.7, good night.
Eventually we'll get some vectors. I'm gonna go ahead and sync this up, go to heading mode. So sync the heading bug up. Go to heading mode on the autopilot, and then we'll change this guy down here to VOR1.
Takeoff 424, Salt Lake approach, good evening, Salt Lake altimeter 29.
And then I want to do...
.com 424.
Yeah, so we're 164 out here. Okay, so I want to do 344 on the course. .344 on the course. There we go. Okay. Hold about 210 or so, roughly. I meant to slow down like that. Looking good. I think we spent longer on the approach here than we have anything else. Tower 18.3. We'll assume maybe that's next. The second I change this frequency, he's gonna have me talk to somebody else. 18.3. There we go. Okay. Yeah, if you go search for how to clean a deck New Zealand, you'll find on YouTube, you'll find a pretty hilarious video. This is required watching. Aussies mocking Kiwis, the best worst fake Kiwi accent. Hey, send this to me in Discord. I'll check it out there. My dick is the talk of the town. Angry Pilot, how you doing, man? We did make a vacuum joke earlier. I got the Hoover out briefly. It sounds strikingly similar still. We've been talking about ForeFlight. We're talking about New Zealanders and Kiwis now. As we should.
9,000.com 424.
Show me the beautiful citation. Okay.
Turn left heading 080, reduce speed 180.
080 knots, .com 717. 080 and then 180. Picked a bad time to ask me to show you this airplane. There you go. Alright, it's best I can do for you right now. Let's go 1 notch flaps. We have a localizer, that's good. 180 knots. Hold that as best we can. NJ Reese, how you doing, Nathan? It's good to see you, man.
Turn left heading 020. Maintain 900,000 to establish front approach course. Cleared LDA runway 35 approach.
020 9000 till established. Cleared LDA 35 approach. .com 717. K020. How you doing, Nathan? Good to see you, man. Okay, bring that in. We're gonna wait for the needle to start to come in. Hit nav. Once we're established, then we'll hit the approach button, and that'll start bringing us down. Good. Alright, we're hitting arm nav now. We should see it move here in a second. There it goes. It's gonna be quick. That's what she said. Let's go. Turn. There you go. Then we'll arm approach. Okay, so we are going down to 4,200 feet. We're at 9,000, so we still got almost 5,000 feet to go. We'll start getting her all configured up right around, we'll say, 6,700 feet. Just moving on the glide slope. Okay, 1 dot. Looking good. It's a bit like a more expensive vacuum, a Kirby perhaps. You might be right there. Is that the M2? It is. Well, it's the 525. The M2 is a different bird altogether. Well, not altogether, but it is a different bird. More modern. I hear it's a beautiful plane. Okay, so 200 knots for flaps approach, and then 172 flaps full. We can bring the gear down whenever we need to. Can I set minimums in this? There's a DH height in. Oh yeah, here we go. DH height set. 300 feet. There we go.
Takeoff 717, contact Salt Lake Tower 133.3.
33.3, .com 717. Okay. Not the frequency I was expecting to get, but that's fine. Salt Lake City Tower, .com 717, LDA 35. Salt Lake .com 717. Can you verify frequency for me? Had no answer.
TACOM 717, Salt Lake Tower on 118.3.
18.3. That's what I thought. Okay, there's 3,000. Salt Lake Tower .com 717, LDA 35.
TACOM 717, Salt Lake Tower, runway 35, clear land, wind 33011.
Clear land 35, .com 717. Okay, let's get her back now. Next notch of flaps. Gear. Speed today is going to be about 95 knots or so.
TACOM 424, turn left heading 080.
Flaps full. There we go. Fly by the AOA gauge here. It's about 95, 97 or so. It's good. In the soup. His scenery's amazing, isn't it? Hey, dude, it's gonna get better, okay? Don't hate. Okay, gear down, 3 green, flaps are down and indicated. Lights are set. We don't have an auto brake, we don't have a speed brake.
Takeoff 424, turn left heading 0.
Oh, we have a speed brake, but I'll do that myself. 2,000 above.
Takeoff 424, you're 7 miles from ZPOG. Maintain at 9,000 total established on the localizer cleared LDA runway 35 approach.
Gear, flaps, good.
November 58 Papa Victor, contact. Oh, let's make it Seattle Center 121.4.
I can see the ground out of the window. That's good.
Autopilot.
My airplane.
Autopilot.
$1,500.
We're 58 Papa Victor, Seattle Center, Roger. The Medfield altimeter 29905.
Okay, 1,000 above minimums. I do have the ground. Still no lights. Okay. 700. I got the lead-ins for the other runways. Okay, gear flaps, good. $500. Lights. Runway. $300 above. Interesting. Ever so slightly offset.
500.
100 above. Insight, continue land.
400. Minimums.
Takeoff 424, contact Salt Lake Tower 118.3.
300. 200.
Salt Lake Tower, g'day.com 424 LDA runway 35.
Takeoff 424, Salt Lake Tower, good evening, wind 330 at 11, runway 35, cleared to land.
Clear to land runway 35.com.
That's a cool approach. That's neat.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Down. Missed the center line, but that's all right.
Retard, retard, retard.
Had to be done, didn't it? and gentlemen. Welcome to Salt Lake City Airport. We made it.
Stockholm 717, taxi to parking via Kilo and 1 underground, .9er.
Parking Kilo, underground, .9er, Stockholm 717. We'll see you in a few.
See ya.
21.9er. Here we go. Let's go. Taxi lights off. Anti-ice can come off.
Retard.
Recognition
Retard.
lights can come
Retard.
off. Or anti-vision lights, sorry. Okay. You're in. Good. All right. We made it. Space Daddy, thanks for 16 months. I think my sub just jumped a couple months ahead of you. You might have had a streak before that you lost. And now you get your what they don't do streaks anymore. It's based on how many months you've been subscribed total. Kleenex Ghost, thank you for 3 months. Cheers to both you guys. Appreciate it. At what point do you pull back to idle? Depends on the airplane. Depends on the airplane. It depends on the how you're feeling too. In some cases, I generally try to feel it out in these with a lot of these sim planes. Like that plane, I felt like I was low, but I was still high enough angle of low enough angle of attack that I could pull the power and try to get it down quick. Because I knew that I wanted to land short anyway, or I wanted to stop short, because of how close the jet center and whatnot was to the runway. So we didn't have to go that far to get out here. Screw this, we're gonna park right up front. VIP is what they call us today. See if we can catch Aussie Benianches landing here in a second. Don't see any lights just yet. He's got a few more miles. VIP parking, Salt Lake Jet Center. Here we go. Break. All right, let's go. Gens, you're off. Pressurization off. Somehow I already got set off. Okay.
I checked some ground. Good afternoon, American 956. With information, whiskey request. I found
Whiskey. We have
airport.
whiskey. I shouldn't say that. That's done. Off. Okay, let's watch Ben land here. See if he can beat that greaser of mine. I floated it probably floated at about 700-800 feet at least. But we won't talk about that. There's some lights out there. I didn't have to talk to ground. It was monitor ground. So I tuned up ground on .9er, 121.9er, and I just listened. Tower gave me my taxi instructions. Information vodka, I'll take it. Yeah, most planes you end up pulling the throttle completely. Some planes like the 747, at least in X-plane, I found it's better to leave a little bit of power in. Same thing with the MD-80 by Rotate. Like the Rotate MD-80 definitely leaves some power in when you get low. Not much, maybe like half an inch to an inch of throttle. Like you don't need a lot. Luis Monza, thanks for stopping by, man. Have a great night. We'll see you. Stakes, welcome aboard. Be His, good to see you. Commando Solo, welcome aboard. We'll watch Ben land here, take a little break, and then we'll gear up for flight number 2. See how the weather is for flight number 2 as well. It's not ideal, that's for sure. Try to stay awake. Sorry, guys. Blame the baby. Dude, could you fly any slower? Holy crap. Come on. I feel like I owe Ben the courtesy of at least showing his landing here since he flew along with us. And it's just the break. Like if it was the end of there we go. If it was the end of the night, I wouldn't care. There he's coming in. Boy, I think you're a little high. Sound the klaxon. That was the wrong kind of horn. Close enough. He did nail that center line, though. I'll give him that. He's on the Jerry arrival. Yeah, alternate minimums were observed. It's terrible. We shouldn't joke about such things, but we will. All right, I need GPU for this one, guys.
Kilo Airport. Direct Henry.
Oh, let's tune it to something different. All right. We made it. First flight. Ben made it too. All right, folks. You know the drill. If you're taking off, thanks for stopping by. If you're sticking around, we'll see you here in a few more minutes. I'm going to get up, stretch the legs, walk around for a little bit, and we'll keep going here in a little bit. Let's do... I'll throw ATC on here too. Right back.
458 Papa Victor Cascade approach the Medford altimeter 2995. You can expect runway 14. Delta 1931, Salt Lake Center, go ahead. Delta 1931, not a problem. Have a good night. Number 58 Papa Victor, yes, because you're a little low to the train there. Once you get a little closer, it should be better. Sorry, Papa Victor, verify you have information Lima at Medford. Great, thanks.
Salt Lake City clearance, Delta 2605, IFR Denver.
Delta 2605, solid clearance, zero clearance, Northwest LA.
Yeah. Mavis, good to see you. All right, let's do some flight planning. Where are we going? LXV. Lake County. Not sure we're going to make it in there, but we'll give it a shot. All right, K.
Delta 2605.
LXV.
Clear to the Denver International Airport, rugged 1, departure, pretty transition, then as found. Maintain 10,000. Expect potable 37.
Only turboprops have been cleared.
Departure frequency.
TCH Racer DBL, I can do that.
35.5. Squawk 3.
I will just get rid of that.
230 possible for the request.
I'm just going to file direct racer.
Rugged 1 departure, pretty transition and foul. Maintain 10,000, expect flight level 37010 minutes after. Departure is going to be on 135.5, squawk 3345, maintain 230 on the climb until advised, Delta 2605.
Delta 2605, your back is correct. Information Foxtrot current, you can expect runway 34 right for departure.
We'll stay 34 right, Delta
I'm 717, we're an S. 550, slant Lima. 370-ish. KSLC to... We're going 283 nautical miles. Yeah, so we'll go to 21,000 again, or we'll go to 25,000.
Correction, push tail south on Alpha.
TCH Racer DBL.
We'll expect 19 and tail south approved 956.
And we'll see if we'll probably get a departure out here. We'll probably get a reroute, my guess. We'll see what they do. Do I fly an airplane in real life? I do. I fly little single engine pistons. I have my private pilot's license. All right, we're back. Part number 2. Let's go do some flying.
458 Papa Victor again.
4 hours of gas again. Good.
Contact Medford
Done.
Tower.
Apply.
Now on 19.4.
So we want to call up Salt Lake City clearance. They are 27.3.
Medford Tower, Red 58, Papa Victor,
16 miles to the south.
73.
With Lima.
And then 2475 for the ATIS. We'll listen to that real quick.
For tower and a right downwind runway 14
departures, contact, clearance, delivery,
Right downwind.
advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read backhaul runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Foxtrot.
Have I had issues with ForeFlight keeping a connection with X-Plane? I have not had any issues, no.
Foxtrot. 0205 Zulu. Wind 330 at Niner. Visibility 3. Light snow. Mist. Ceiling 2,800 overcast. Temperature 0. Dew point -1. Altimeter 2973. Arriving and departing runways 32, 34 left, 34 right, 35.
Okay.
ILS runway 34
So we got that.
Runway 34 right, and LDA runway 35 approach in use. Simultaneous approaches to parallel runways in use.
That was weird. Okay. So, call clearance up. We're .com 717. We're going to be IFR to Lake...
1947 Lima contact, SoCal
Lake
approach
County.
NorCal approach 120.95.
9 King K. Good to see you. Good evening to you as well, sir. I was into X-Plane before I became a pilot. Yes, watch that interview. If you're curious, I'm assuming that's Bill's interview.
Number 1947 Lima, NorCal approach, roger. Livermore altimeter 29.
Must be my network or something. It will be slow. Go back to my actual position. Then go back to where I'm flying. It happens once in a while, but it's pretty rare. But my access point is also sitting like 5 feet away from my iPad, so I got a pretty good Wi-Fi signal in here. Who's the VIP? We're the VIP. We're flying ourselves. That's how we roll. Salt Lake clearance. .com 717 IFR Lake County.
.com 717 clearance on across to me.
Standing by. My daughter's the VIP. That's right. I like the way you think, Kibiasa. Eagle 11, how you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. Happy Friday. Ben, are you taking off? You're not doing flight number 2? Anyone else having issues getting X-Plane 11 to download the real weather? Make sure you're running 11.32. If you're not on 11.32, then yeah, X-Plane won't download the real weather. They had a bug that they had to fix. I do have an Ethernet to Lightning adapter that fixes it, but then I can't charge it. Yep, that's probably the issue then. So it's probably losing the Wi-Fi connection. And then causing it to revert to wherever you're currently located in terms of like the GPS position, which is probably quite inconvenient for you.
Number 1947 Lima. I think I've got a approach course to fix on my scope. I should be able to give you vectors.
All right. Just waiting for our clearance. Not really much to say. We'll see what happens here. Still kind of crappy weather out. Although it's improving here in Salt Lake, which is what it was supposed to do. And I think it's also improving out in Lake County, or going to improve in Lake County, but it's been sort of back and forth between IFR and low IFR. So low IFR, I'm not sure we can get in. IFR, we can definitely get in. The approach out that takes us down to 300 feet.
Takeoff 717, clear to the Leadville Airport. Salt Lake City 4 departure, radar vectors to Wasatch. Then as filed, maintain 10,000, expect audible 250, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 135.5, squawk 3167, maintain 230 knots, still further advised.
Cleared Leadville, Salt Lake City 4, Wasatch as filed, 10,000 departure, 250, then 10. Departure 135.5, squawk 3167, 230 knots, still advised. .com 717.
.com 717, reback is correct, information Golf script.
Golf, thank you.
Door 5 time.
145
Okay.
at Prospect.
We gotta get golf now.
Altimeter 2974. Arriving and departing runways 32, 34 left, 34 right, 35. ILS runway 34 left, runway 34 right, and LDA runway 35 approach in use. Simultaneous approaches to parallel runways in use. VFR departures contact clearance delivery.
Oh,
advise
geez,
on
sorry.
course heading, altitude, and
We're really not doing well
information
tonight.
is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold word instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information golf. Salt Lake City International Airport. ATIS information golf. 0221 Zulu. Wind 350 at Niner. Visibility 3. Light snow. Mist. Few clouds at 3,200. Ceiling 4,300 overcast. Temperature 0. Dew point -1. Altimeter 974. Arriving and departing runways 32.
That's good. That's good. Fantastic. Let's come down here. Let's program departing and arriving. Oh, sorry, route. KSLC. KLXV. Good, good, good. Departing Salt Lake City on the Salt Lake City 4. Runway 35, Salt Lake City 4.
Jackson, ground,
Cute.
American 956, good question. American 956.
And then flight
We
plan
have information X-ray.
next
400
to
meters
TCH.
and advises visual approaches. Is it correct?
Not TCM. TCH.
And urban, correction, American 956.
And then Racer.
Technically, yes, because
And
there's no
DBL.
actual ceiling, but I doubt I would be flying a visual approach into Jackson Hole with that kind of conditions.
The controller has spoken.
American 956.
All right, that's good. So we'll go 150 knots
Information X-ray to the
for the initial climb.
Threshold of 19er.
There we go. And then autopilot. Let's see here.
Yeah, so you want to go to the
Salt Lake City departure says depart heading 343.
Right, near the 19er threshold on
So 343 on the departure heading, about right there. It's good. Let's go heading mode, vertical speed, alt select, and the vertical speed will set for 1,500 feet a minute initially. There we go. Done and done. Altitude is going to be 10,000 feet. And then 3167. Oh, what I hit. Oh, excuse me. Stand by. 3, 1,
5A Pop Victor, clear of
6,
14 at
7.
Alpha 5, taxi parking.
Altitude. Okay, let's get the engine started up. So we'll start with engine number 2. We got the GPU attached for the time being.
Taxi parking via
Niner
Alpha,
on,
made this
fuel boost
previously
on,
to flight.
beacon on, and engine start. N2's coming up, 10%. It's 20. Fuel flow, EGT, fan, N1, whatever we're calling it. Oh, I forgot your air conditioning on last time. Oops. Okay, that's one good engine. Let's turn the gen on. Gen's on. And we go to options. Disconnect the ground power unit. Good. Kill you, kill you. There we go, off. And then left side on. Ignition on. And oops, and then starter switch. In 2. Looking for 20% on the N2. There it is. Fuel flow, or oh, sorry, fuel flow. Fuel flow's here. ITT and N1's coming up. Yeah, I was right at the minimums earlier. I was right at the minimums for LXV earlier, so I think we'll be okay. Ignition off, fuel boost off. Good. Gen's on. Good. Power's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. All right, let's go. Let's go do flight controls. Whoa! Forward. Right. Left, right, lap 7. Trims are set, and the parking brake is off. Let's go taxi. Ground point 9er. And then tower over here. Tower over here is 18.3. How do we get out of here? I think we have to go right and then back in. Yeah. We do co-pilot operations sometimes, and we roll pod also fly on PE all the time. I don't really do too many shared cockpit things. I'm sorry. Where'd my weather go? Guarantee you, it is not Kavik out here. Conditions have improved, but not quite that much. Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't really do a lot of shared cockpit stuff. I don't particularly enjoy doing it on the stream. It's nothing personal.
Lima flighting 180 vectors to final descent and maintain 4,000.
There we go. Now we got some clouds coming in. Solid ground, .com 717 is coming out of Atlantic Aviation with Gulf for taxi.
.com 717, solid ground, good evening, runway 35, taxi via Kilo.
35 via Kilo, .com 717. Okay, clear right. Clear left. But welcome aboard, Airfoil Gaming. It's good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. It's good to have you here. Hoovers in stereo. I like it. Does the sim have occasional flight emergencies that test your skills and demeanor? Asks Taker's Minion. You can have it do that, yes. I don't tend to do failures and whatnot because I don't I don't think they add anything to my simming experience. I don't know this plane well enough to be able to do anything about emergency procedures. So if I lost an engine, I'm like, I don't know, I lost an engine. Like, what am I gonna do? I don't have checklists in front of me. I don't have memorization items. I've not type rated in one of these things. If I was type rated in it, it'd be a different story. If you want to go up in a 172 or a Cherokee, you know, a Warrior and do some failure stuff, yeah, we could probably do some stuff like that. But like if you have an instrument failure in your 172, chances are pretty good that you're going to look for the closest field and try to land in that field. In most cases, obviously it's not always the case, but in most cases that's what's going to happen. Or you're going to find the nearest airport and land there. Like the planes I fly don't even, like the vacuum pumps are almost useless because we have G5s in them. 35.5. I appreciate his optimism of giving me a 230 knot speed restriction, but that's not going to be a problem for us. Select tower, .com 717 holding short runway 35.
.com 717, select tower, run 350, 9 runway 35, clear for takeoff.
Go take off from my 35, .com 717. Okay, lights. No, not ignition. Lights. Camera. And action. Good. Okay, let's go flying. Yeah, I taxi fast because I'm slow in the air. Hungover pilot, how you doing? We're almost taxiing at cruise speed. Very, very close. The slow jokes do not get old in this airplane. I promise. All right, here we go. Three-5 identified. You know what they say about a mile of runway?
Number 47, Lima, going to maintain 3,500.
Okay, power set. Airspeed alive. Positive rate.
Charlie Tower, 2605 will be ready upon reaching runway 34 right.
Number 2605, select tower, runway 34 right, line up on way, traffic departing parallel.
Line up away, runway 34 right, traffic departing on parallel, Delta 2605.
Okay, let's go this, and then IAS. Bring our flaps in. We'll go anti-ice on. Up we go.
Stockholm 717, contact, departure, replay.
Depart 717, we'll see it. Flight departure, Stockholm 717, 6,300, climbing 10,000.
Stockholm 717, select departure, radar contact, flighting 340, climb maintain, level 230.
340-230, Stockholm 717. Okay, 340, flight level 230.
2605, flighting 340, runway 34 right, clear for takeoff.
Okay, I need this back into GPS mode. Right there. Good. Uberbot! How you doing? Good to see you, Ben. Punch it! Is there any reason to use FSX at all? I don't know. If you like planes that are in FSX, sure. Like there's a couple planes that don't work in anything but FSX. I would say move to P3D if that's the route that you want to go. 10,000 feet. Bring our lights off. Be good pilots. I'm like a freaking banshee right now. A homesick angel, as Josh would say.
Stockholm 717, turn right direct racer, resume navigation.
Right direct racer, own nav, Stockholm 717.
Number 1947, Lima, turn right heading of 230, join final approach course.
Racer, grab you.
230
execute.
to join the final approach course, 47 Lima.
We'll turn into that a little bit, and then we'll do another direct two. Get her properly lined up.
Now you're about 4 miles from Gaines, maintain 3,500, full established on final approach course,
Good
clear
right
on
there.
runway 25 right approach.
Direct
Still
racer,
maintain
execute.
3,500 till established.
And autopilot nav mode.
5 right, 47 Lima.
Delta 2605, contact, departure, good plan.
Solid departure, Delta 2605, 6,000,
Is
climb
okay.
10,000.
Delta 2605, select departure, radar contact, line maintain, level 230.
T-Craft, good to see you. How you doing?
2605.
Delta 2605, direct Bubby, resume navigation.
Direct Bubby, resume on navigation, Delta 2205.
Anyone here's a chili head or otherwise into hot sauce to spicy food? Dude, I'm the exact opposite of that. I cannot do spicy foods to save my life. Like, even putting pepper on something makes it too spicy for me. I'm just a big wuss. We're supposed to go at 23 or 25. I cannot remember. 2. Here we go. Up we go. See how long this flight takes. It shouldn't be too bad. Should be shorter than the last one. But we'll see here once we get to altitude. Pepper and your clam... I don't eat clam chowder either. I definitely don't do seafood. I got super bad food poisoning like a year after I moved out to New England.
717, contact Salt Lake Center
Devastated.
135.77.
3577.com 717. I was absolutely devastated with by my food poisoning because I love seafood. And since like for the last 10 years, I just have not been able to touch it. Like I can't eat any seafood. It sucks. Salt Lake City Center.com 717, flight level 188, climbing flight level 230.
.com 717, Salt Lake Center, climb maintain flight level 250.
Climb maintain flight level 250, .com 717. Alright, here we go. Still got visible moisture out there. I don't know where it's coming from. There's no clouds, but we're still going to leave the anti-ice on. As long as we can see that stuff, the anti-ice is staying on. Animation Rex, good to see you. And we are warp speed ahead. I don't know any. I never watched Star Trek when I was a kid, so I don't really know any Star Trek references. So I'm pretty useless when it comes to like making those kinds of jokes. But I do know what warp speed means. That part I got. 230. Okay, yeah, 230 makes sense. 230 is the altitude between the low center and the high center. Excuse me, low center and high center. So it makes sense they would send us 23,000.
Report your cancellation by FR in the other frequency. We're on the ground 122.2. Change to advisory frequency is approved. Have a good one.
Salt Lake City Center. Okay, well done. Yeah. Half the time I decide I'm not going to say the city because I'm lazy. Make sure Alt Cell selected. And I know Keith has gotten on me about that in the past. No Taco Bell for me after a stomach virus. So no Taco Bell for me because I try to stay away from fast food. But doesn't mean I eat healthy. I had a bunch of chicken wings and some fried mac and cheese tonight for dinner. So there's that. This is why I'm fat.
Delta 2605, contact Salt Lake Center 135.77.
I see you have turned off your targeting computer. How long will this trip take? Am I good at crosswind landings? So this trip is going to be probably 45 to an hour. I imagine we'll be down around 11 o'clock Eastern time. And I'd like to think I'm okay at crosswind landings. They are, they're fun.
Runway 19 cleared for takeoff.
Okay, so we need... There's one approach coming in there. So eventually we'll need to get Davy, D-A-V-V-Y. And then in from there. This approach gets us down to 301. And the current conditions are...
2405, 15,500, about level 230.
Delta 2605, Salt Lake Center, climb maintain, level 3.
1 mile visibility, so we should have no issue landing. Famous last words. We're out of the snow too, so we'll turn the anti-ice off.
And Delta 2605, clear direct to Hayden.
There we go. Welcome to cruise. Game Colonel, good to see you. All-American meal, that's right. Yeah, so I don't do spicy food. I can't do seafood, unfortunately. I used to love seafood, man. I ate so much seafood. And you get that one bad incident. Now I'll do some sushi here and there. But I can't really do any cooked seafood, especially not like super fishy seafood. And I'm generally pretty picky on what I'll eat. Cabin tour. We do cabin tour, yeah.
Number 58 Papa Victor Medford ground. The
not much to this one.
124.3.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's be a pretty sweet way to travel around. Yeah, not bad. I'm guessing these things ain't cheap to run though.
Number 58 Papa Victory back is correct. The information is Lima advisory taxi.
30 knots on the tail, that's nice. 344 over the ground. We've got to be able to go faster than that. Like, I think this thing does closer to 350, 360 true. Might take us a few seconds to get there, but I guess we'll see. Because right now we're doing, what, 340 true-ish?
Select departure American
Sorry.
56 at
You probably need to circle to land because of the wind.
Climbing 15000 to Alpine 2.
Mark 956, Salt Lake Center, Roger.
The winds did flip, didn't they? Oh, that's a problem.
Climb maintain flight level 220, American 956.
Circling minimums are 2,103 miles. 2,100 a mile and a half for our airplane. We don't meet circling minimums today. I hadn't even noticed the winds, because the winds were favoring the proper runway earlier. Like, there's all this weather just kind of circulating through. So we'll see how it goes. If we can't get in there, I will divert. Yeah, if we can't get in there, I'll probably divert to Centennial. Actually, if we can't get, you know what? If we can't get in, if we can't get in, we're going to divert to Eagle. So when we get to, once we get to Racer, at Racer we'll check the weather again, and if it's not looking favorable for us to land 1-6, then we will. Hey, look, there's that porn star thing again. I think Benny H left though. Yeah, if we can't land 1-6 into that airport, we'll divert to Eagle because it's right next door. We can't do Aspen. Aspen's half mile, 900 vertical visibility. Like, I don't think we can get in there.
Stockholm 717, Sam, speed your discretion.
Speed my discretion, Stockholm 717. Oh. Well, I was doing speed my discretion anyway. Let's pull the power back a touch here because we're getting a little fast. I forgot about the speed restriction. My bad. How are we doing? 414 over the ground, roughly 32 knots. Yeah, so we're doing about 380 true. It's kind of what I expected. Damn it. 375, 380. Yeah, there's really no reason for us to go up higher. 25, 30,000 feet is fine because we're only flying 250 miles or 274 miles. So there's not much of a reason for us to go up and then come back down. Because you saw how slow we climbed at. We climbed at 150 indicated. We're cruising at 275 indicated. Like, we gained so much speed just by leveling off and actually flying here in the cruise. What's my work besides the stream? I work for a company making YouTube videos. I make marketing and training and marketing videos for a software development company. Is this real weather or generated? This is real weather. Or as real as it's gonna get. Alright, so let's see KLXV call ahead. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I feel terrible when I'm yawning, but you guys understand at this point. 31011 gusting 25, overcast 1800. So we're just looking at the plate here. Circling minimums for this airport are 1,200 feet, 1,200 foot ceilings, and 1.5 mile visibility. They're currently reporting, what is 1,600 meters in miles? They're reporting 1 mile visibility right now, so 1 mile is not going to allow us to shoot that approach and circle to 3-4. We can make the ceiling potentially, but we cannot make the visibility. That's a problem. You know, Harrison Ford's a pilot. He is a pilot. Yeah, he's a very big advocate for pilot or for aviation too. He's a good person. He's a good person for this activity. Not flight simulation, but for like flying as a whole. Dion's contagious. I'm sorry. So if you guys are here for the first time or don't know, my wife and I have a baby that's she's just under 4 months old. And the yawning is because baby still wakes up and baby still, you know, interrupts my sleep and my wife's sleep more than mine, but we're still dealing with the being new parents thing. N90 Flyer, how you doing, man? It's on the hour now. Wait for the weather to update. Okay.
Clear for takeoff. Right turn out is approved.
Good call. You're right, it isn't the hour. Alright, what did Leadville switch to? 3509 gust 26, 1 mile visibility, snow, mist, vertical visibility 1900 feet. So the visibility they're reporting is still lower than what we need to shoot that approach. GT Boy, thanks for 8 months. Been here twice as long as your baby. That you have. Thank you very much for your support. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate it. Rex XBL, how you doing? We're expecting our first in July. Congratulations, boy or girl? We had a little girl. I pulled a picture up earlier. I'll pull it up one more time. We put her in her, she's gonna go flying tomorrow, hopefully. I'm feeling a little kind of off right now, so if I'm not feeling well tomorrow, then we're not going up, obviously. But we put her in her ear protection for flying for the first time yesterday. And she just kind of gave us this look like, what the hell are you doing? Why is this thing on me? I think she was too shocked to even like sort of go for it and try to knock it out of the way. I love that picture. Circling in the mountains with low visibility, maybe not. Yeah. Well, it's not even like the minimum. So I'm looking at the actual approach plate here. I'm thinking we're probably a B class aircraft. So coming into, you know, RNAV 16 into Lake County, this is the only one that we can shoot. If we go down through here, the LPV minimums are 301. However, the winds are heavily favoring runway 34, or the other runway, whatever the other runway is. Yeah, 34. So, like, we're not going to be able to shoot runway 16 coming in there. We're going to have to go to 34. So then that means we're looking at circling minimums. So we scroll further down the chart here. Here's our circling minimums. And for a Category B aircraft, it's these right here. So that's saying that we need 11,040 in 1.5 miles. So we need, essentially we need 1,200 feet from vertical. So a 1,200 foot ceiling to come in there. And then 1.5 mile visibility to be able to shoot that approach. I do not have 1.5 miles. The METAR is reporting 1 mile. Which means that it is absolutely impossible. Like, we could, in the real world, because the weather's dynamic and they report generally they report once an hour, we could try to shoot it and see what happens. But in the sim, like, I'm gonna get whatever the METAR says. So here's what we are going to do. We're gonna divert. We're gonna go to Eagle.
Papa Victor, contact departure.
I've flown any gliders. I've never flown a glider. So we're gonna learn how to divert today. Salt Lake City Center.com 717 request.
58 Papa Victor, Seattle Center, Medford, altimeter 2905, maintain VFR.
We're also
other aircraft calling.
.com 717. Weather at Lake County looks unfavorable. We'd like to divert Eagle.
717, roger, stand by.
Standing by. It is flight visibility, yeah. But I mean, even like, I'm looking at that METAR and I'm saying, I'm not going to try to even go in there. We're just going to get down there. We're going to get low. We're not going to find the airport. We're going to lose it in the circle. Like, I don't, in the real world, I would make a no-go decision totally on that. Like, I wouldn't have even left the airport to try to go there. So yeah, we're gonna make a diversion. We'll go to Eagle. Eagles, trust me, Eagle's just as much fun to come into. Don't worry. Max, welcome back, sir. How you doing, buddy? Oh, iPad, yeah. D Boogie, good to see you. Yeah, I mean, if it was a non-precision approach and we were doing a straight in, I would bang it in there and just do it, right? It's the fact that we're gonna have to circle in. We're gonna have to circle at 9 gusting 26. I I don't think I can do that. Not after a couple of cocktails tonight. I was looking forward to Leadville. I'm sorry, dude. We'll try to do Leadville another time. It's a cool little airport. I loaded up in there just to make sure that it had some scenery and it looked okay. But we'll try to fly in there another time. Just bang it in there and do it. That's what she said. Yeah. Or did she? Airful game, look for your call sign next time on PE. All right, dude. Well, we always use 717 is always in my call sign unless somebody else takes it.
Takeoff 717, I have your clearance for the reroute advisor. Ready to copy?
Ready copy, DOCOM 717.
Takeoff 717, you're clear to the Eagle Airport via direct to the Beaker VOR. It's Echo Kilo Romeo, Victor 108, Red Table VOR, Delta Bravo Lima, then direct. Maintain file 250.
Cleared Eagle, direct Meeker, Victor 108, Red Table, maintain 250, DOCOM 717.
I'm 717, read back correct.
Okay, so let's go heading mode. Pop down here. Flight plan, KSL.
Thanks, 44 Heavy, Portland clearance on request, standby.
KSLC to KEGE. And direct to EKR. Next, and then Victor 108. And then DBL. And direct.
FedEx 44 Heavy, cleared to them. Denver
Direct.
Airport, Miami Port departure.
Meeker.
Kimberly transition, then is file,
Execute.
maintain 7000. Expect level
Now.
350, 10 minutes after departure.
So now we're turning towards Meeker.
Departure frequency 118.42, squawk.
We put that same thing
3517.
here in 4-flight, so we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be KSLC, EKR, Victor 108. Not Quebec.
Thanks, 44 Heavy, read back correct, have a good flight.
Victor 108, DBL, and then KEGE.
I got 717, contact Denver Center 133.67, good night.
3367, DOCOM 717.
American 956, cross Minden and maintain 11,000.
Cross Minden and maintain 11,000, American 956.
American 956, the Haley altitude
3557 for the Addis.
2967, American 956.
Denver Center, DOCOM 717, level 350.
Tango 717, Denver Center, verify your altitude, I show 250.
Sorry, level 250, DOCOM 717.
717, roger, thanks. Delta 2605.
I'll blame the beer.
Denver Center 133.67.
Nick, that's good to see you. This is Carenado. Yeah, this is the Carenado plane. It does what it does. Like we don't have a lot in the way of corporate jets and whatnot. So this is sort of your only choice. It's this and the. I actually almost flew the Challenger 300 tonight. That was my other. That was sort of my backup. But I decided to fly this instead. Like I like flying this plane, so it's fine. When he gave you your route, how did you know the codes for the VOR just from pre-planning? Good question. He actually said the codes for the VOR as he was saying it. So he was saying, you know, clear direct to Meeker, Echo Kilo Romeo, Victor 108, Red Table, Delta Bravo Lima. So he told me the codes. I also know just from experience of flying out here, it's going to be EKR and DBL. Like I know those are the two codes that I'm looking for. So he told it to me, but it's also like experience to know that. And if you didn't know, you could always ask. Can you go to Memphis? They have some fun approaches. Yeah, dude, weren't you there recently, Max? Citations are cooler than Challengers. I don't know, man. I think the Challenger goes a little faster. I'm that annoying 737 to your south. Nice, dude. JCA, good to see you.
2994, 585 Victor.
Yeah, I think you're actually up north of me, not south. We won't get too technical with you though.
Negative for now, American 9056.
Just let me know when you get it.
We need Zebo level bizjet for X-plane. Yeah, I know there's bizjets that are being worked on, so we're gonna see some eventually. There's stuff.
17, just maintain level 240.
Level 240.com 717. There's stuff in the works.
Seattle Center, bearing 58 Papa Victor. We're going to amend our cruising altitude to 8,500.
58 Papa Victor, roger, maintain VFR 8,500, advise of any altitude change.
What would be the ideal private jet for X-plane? One that's really complete. I don't really care. I would want to have a model that is you know, complete, like a rotate or a Zebo level or a flight factor level of simulation. By flight factor, I mean the 320. Okay. 24,000 that he asked for. There's stuff being worked on. That's all I know. I've heard through the grapevine. I've heard of projects in the works. So we will see some biz jets at some point, eventually. Who knows when eventually, or even if eventually. Welcome to the big screen. Yeah, baby. Hang on, you got that big screen up? I got something for your big screen. Right here, buddy. Zebo and TBM are the most immersive planes I've played in any sim. I mean, I think that there's stuff in P3D that's probably more like immersive, if you will. But like immersion is sort of, I don't like that word. I've had more fun and I've sweat more flying the 172 around than I have any other airplane out there. Like when I was doing check ride prep, I was just kicking my own butt, just flying and diverting and flying and diverting and flying and diverting. Okay, can we get the weather? I'll leave that up there until we get the weather. Because there's no glass. Yeah, there's some truth to that, Max. There's definitely some truth. Like when I was doing my prep, I was hand flying with no obviously no autopilot from hand flying, but I was hand flying it and just doing everything that I could try to be as much as by the book as possible. Throwback to the unexpected IFR stream for Cat's PE rating. I know, man. I eventually got that, by the way.
Biz jet's the best jet.
This you're not found. Thank you very much for the bits, my friend. I really do appreciate it. Cheers, buddy. I agree, man. I dig the biz jets because they tend to be a little bit more versatile in terms of like where we can take them. Cheers, man. Thank you. It's like I said, the whole reason we're in this thing tonight is because I wanted to fly to some of these smaller airports, which we're not flying there anyway, but is what it is. Happens. It's a pretty good looking model. I mean, it's Carenado, so there's that. I mean, I give this plane some crap, but I'm happy enough with it. Like, it flies well enough for me.
American 9,
can have some fun and FS economy with it.
Haley.
American 956, roger, expect a visual approach.
I'll expect visual, American 956.
Okay, so Eagle is reporting 007, 9 miles, snow, overcast 8,000.
2967.
And their elevation is 6,500, so Their ceilings are right around 12,000 MSL.
Visual is airport, American 956.
I eventually did finish that rating though. I think I did it offline though, like not on the stream.
Good afternoon, Delta 1237.
At some point for GA Mondays, we're gonna go finish up the I ratings and then start on the Sky High stuff. So I have like 3 or 4 I ratings left to do. Maybe we'll do that in the Cherokee this week actually, on Monday. I want to buy this Nefis economy. I need somebody to buy my TBM first, dude. You should have. If this had happened like a month and a half ago, I could have helped you out because I was in the market for a TBM. I actually bought a TBM, ferried it across the country. Ratings only count on stream. Touche. How you doing, Josh? Happy Friday, man. Looking forward to seeing you here in a couple weeks, man. Max!
Currently on a plane with Ty on the iPhone. Damn, you look good on a phone. Also, I'm still convinced you picked the Citation for other reasons. IDK.
Hey, man, you would know. Max, thank you very much, buddy. Thank you so much for the bits. Cheers. I appreciate it. It's as if we're hinting towards something big in the future. But I don't know. Where are you flying from, Max?
Takeoff 717, clear direct to Red Table.
Direct to Red Table.com 717. Dude, I'm getting all the shortcuts tonight. What? Jesus. Really? DBL.
F58 Papa Victor advisory at North Bend weather.
Oh.
Alright, we'll advise 58 Papa.
I see. I was on the...
2605 to 78 the French 3 arrival.
Direct. I think it's a bug. Alright, let's just do DBL. Direct. Yes. Go. Okay, back in some weather. But no, Max, it's not the I didn't pick this for the reasons you're thinking. Modify this now since we're direct DBL direct. Just delete all these legs here. There we go. Just keep that good enough.
Clear to the Albuquerque Airport, P-Vine 3 departure, P-Vine that is filed. Climb via Sid, Squawk 6703.
Cool. Real MG, thanks for the bits, man. I really do appreciate it. Hashtag charity for the I-rating on GA Monday. I'll do it, man. Maybe we'll do that because we're gonna fly the updated Cherokee 140 by V-Flight Air. Oh, it is next weekend. That's right, Josh. Sorry. Yeah, that's yeah. Hey, dude, I don't know if it's gonna happen. Keith sent me a message saying his plane gets its annual on Monday, and I told him like, hey, you should come up to Portland and meet us. But Josh, I gotta tell you something, dude. I need you to hang in there with me, okay? We almost got it, dude. That's awesome. That's the line of sight stuff working. We got it and we lost it and then we got it again briefly. Leave it off for a second. Yeah. So Josh, you gotta hang with me, man. You gotta get up early, okay? You guys gotta get up a little bit on the early side and meet up with me because I got a thing at 4. So I gotta be back at my house by like 3 so I can pick up my wife and kid and then go to my thing at 4. If not a little earlier than that. Which means that we gotta get breakfast at like 10 or 11 at the latest. Dude, it's cool, man. That line of sight stuff is neat. That's real neat.
American 956 and don't minute and without
I'm not going to struggle to get that. We'll get that for realsies here in a little bit. Yeah, well, Max, you don't have a choice, man. You're the bus driver for half the people going. We are not direct red table. Stand by. Start Takeoff 717.
Takeoff 717, fly heading 100, when able direct to red table, descend to maintain 15,000.
Okay, 100, 15,000 and direct when able. .com 717. Sorry about that. Heading mode. What the hell happened there? Okay, so let's one thing at a time. Okay, make that turn. 15,000 feet.
American 956 taken.
American 956 airport is not in sight. We are at Menin.
15,000.
American 956.
Vertical speed. Start her down 2,000 feet per minute. Hold power back. Assuming your plane's finally out of maintenance too, Max. I think it's been in maintenance for quite a while now. A lot of work getting done on it. Okay. Here's the descent. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to tune into the red table VOR at 113.0 and just fly at slant alpha. Because our FMC hath failed us. There we go. Let's go. Nav source. VOR.
American 956 airport in sight.
American 956,
That's,
clear visual approach runway 31.
and then you nav. Okay. So we're tuned in now. We're getting there. What is it doing?
1237, just stand by discretion, maintain level 240.
By discretion, level 240, Delta 1237.
Excuse me?
Takeoff 717, contact Denver Center 120.47.
20.47, .com 717. Okay, did I push alt? I did not push alt cell. Okay, let's do that first. 20.47.
1237, clear direct to frenzy.
Oh man, dude, sometimes the wheels come off the train.
Ceiling 8,000 overcast. Temperature -1. Dew point -2. Altimeter 2960. Arriving and departing runway 25. LDA runway 25 approach in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact that you have information Lima. Eagle County Regional Airport, 8.
Denver Center, .com 717, flight level 193, descending 15,000 with Eagle, or with Lima.
Takeoff 717, Denver Center, roger, the Eagle altimeter 2960.
60. That's a pretty low pressure. I love turbine igniters in the morning. I'm in. Yeah. Chicken 65, good to see you. San Antonio 727, welcome aboard. Dude, I don't know what just happened there, but we seem to have lost the ability for the autopilot to track nav. I'm trying to strobe off. That's not good. Okay. Boy, things got kind of stressful all of a sudden there. Okay, so let's brief the LDA approach. To go. Oh.
Takeoff 717, expect vectors LDA runway 25 approach.
Takeoff 717, thanks. Okay, LDA 25. LDA 25, 109.75, tune in. 2 LDAs in one night. That's something special. Final approach course 250, Eagle Tower is going to be 19.8.
37, contact Salt Lake approach, or Salt Lake Center 125.57.
We're expected to come in here from the south. Final approach intercept is going to be 9,800 feet. We'll see what they give to us. Ceilings are last reported at 8,000 feet, so we should have no problem getting there. Get the field. The minimums today are going to be 1,800 AGL or 8,300 MSL with you, and that's for the LDA glide slope. Now, we want to be fully configured for this approach by the time we cross the final approach fix, because it's pretty much going to be point the nose down and sound the klaxon and go. Dive, dive, dive. So, in the event of a missed approach, we're pretty much screwed, but that's okay. Climb, direct the SXW VOR, cross that VOR, climbing right turn to 14,600, and so on and so forth. So we're going to make a climbing right turn in the event that we lose our... oh, no, sorry. We're going to climb straight ahead in the event that we lose... we have missed approach.
Salt Lake altimeter 2976.
Aircross on frenzy at 15,000, notice 1237, thank you.
Okay. Why didn't the direct 2 work? It really got pissed at whatever I did. Now the direct 2 works. Now it shows the magenta line properly. That's so weird.
Takeoff 717, vectors to final turn left heading is 060, descend to maintain 14,000.
060, 14,000, Takeoff 717. 14,000, alt cell, vertical speed down.
Delta 2605, contact the Denver Center 120.47, good night.
The Denver Center.
120.47, good night, Delta 2605.
How do I get lights on inside here? There we go.
Denver Center, Delta 2605, level 370, descending via the French through arrival.
Delta 2605,
lights.
Denver Center, roger. Denver altimeter...
what's a glide slope and an LDA? A glide slope is basically a beacon from the ground that brings you down to the runway, and an LDA is a type of approach. In this case, the LDAs are generally offset approaches, so they're not quite lined directly up with the final approach with the runway. If they're lined up with the runway, they're usually ILSs, instrument landing system approaches.
Good evening, clear to the Aspen Airport, Connor 5 departure. Red table transition, then direct, climb via acidic set, maintain level 200.
Legally, you can't use the glide slope on an LDA in most glass cockpits. Really? Is this considered glass?
313, reback is correct. Have a good flight. Doing great. How about yourself? Excellent.
Fantastic. Okay. I think that'll get us our approach. There's a weather shift. Do have the anti-ice on.
Oh, 1725, inner ground, runway 34
There's
left.
the field.
To the,
nope, that's a road.
Alpha. And
Field's right there,
Alpha.
but I'm not going to call that. I'd kill myself trying to make that approach. Because it's still, what, 8,000 feet below us? All right, Max, take it easy, buddy. Safe trip. LDAs on are ILS approaches that are too offset to be considered ILSs. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what it is. Like, we flew an LDA back in Salt Lake City because of I think probably because of the proximity of 3-4 right and 3-4 left. Like, them being that close, they basically want to bring you in on that angle.
FedEx 44 heavy, Portland ground runway 10 left.
That is definitely snow, yeah.
10 right, taxi via Echo and Charlie, cross runway 21.
Yeah, the weather's pretty crappy out here. This is, well, you've been here. This is, Spaceman, this is our diversion. We're gonna go to Lake County tonight, but Lake County is pretty, excuse me, pretty well socked in. To the point to where it wasn't even worth trying to make the approach. Yeah, Lake County is now reporting 320, 16 gust 24, half-mile snow, 1,000 foot vertical. So, like, there's no way we would have gotten in there. Which is too bad, because it would have been pretty fun. Like, it was actually clear enough when I started the stream tonight that we could have done it. Oh yeah, I can tune in. Flop frequencies here. Nope, that's the wrong frequency to flop. Flop them there, 109.75, course is 250.
American 956, welcome to Haley, taxi around via Bravo, have a good night.
250 is that way. Good. And then I need snow. Snow is 109.2.
FIA Papa Victor, the northbound airport, 12 o'clock, 15 miles. Rise when you have the film site, please.
Alright, we'll try S550 Papa Victor.
See the snow, we're traveling at light speed. Yeah. Leadville, Deadville. Ludicrous speed. I like it. I love Spaceballs. Dude, those clouds look kind of creepy. This is pretty wild weather up here.
Takeoff 717, reduce speed to 180.
Speed 180.com 717.
2605, contact Denver, approach 120.
No auto throttle, so I use the marker just to know where I need to be.
Takeoff 717, turn right heading 140.
Right, 140.com 717. Yeah, so he wants to slow me down so we can keep my turn nice and tight here. He's pretty much bringing me in on the approach plate. He's bringing me in up here on the north side. See?
Delta 2605, number approach, expect Dallas runway
Speed.
25 left, Denver, altimeter 2942.
First notch flaps.
Takeoff 717, turn right heading 180.
180.com 717. Is that frost on my cockpit? It's entirely possible. You turn the window heat up. Oh, that's a fuel boost. Window heat to high.
1725, Reno Tower, Roger, all sort, runway 34 left, waiting on center release. Now 717, turn right heading T20 and join the final approach course.
220, join final approach course, .com 717.
I am 717, 4 miles from Weehall, maintain 14,000 until establish on the final approach course, cleared LDA runway 25 approach.
14,000 until established, cleared LDA 25 approach, .com 717. I have the field out there. Bring you up. Let's go nav arm. Already super high. Gear down.
Approach Barrett 5A, Papa Victor has the field in
Flaps
sight.
full.
5A, Papa Victor, Roger. Radar service terminated, contact.
Okay, we're established. We're going to start taking her down.
Contact North Bend Tower 118.45, good night.
Alright, over Tower 1845, good night. Appreciate that.
Established enough. Got to try to catch that that glide slope there. That we are way above. I do have the runway though, which is nice. Go. Let's go approach mode.
5A Papa Victor, North Bend Tower, in your left base runway 22, you cleared land.
Configured a little bit early.
1708.
I got kind of panicky there. It's all right though.
Takeoff 717, contact Eagle Tower 119.8.
19.8, Takeoff 717.
That was a 1237, contact Salt Lake City, approach 128.1.
Eagle Tower, Takeoff 717, LDA 25.
Takeoff 717, Eagle Tower, wind 070 at 7, runway 25, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 25, Takeoff 717.
Information Sierra taxi.
Hey, it's Nico!
1725, wind 270, 9 runway 34 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 34 left, till 1725.
Apparently we've still got 8 minutes till we get there.
13.
I configured way too quickly.
City approach. Expect the ILS runway
So we're still 15 out.
And the altimeter.
I can speed up. I can go up to like 150 knots if I want to.
That's a 213.
Try to actually get to that airport. Otherwise, yeah, it's like 8 minutes for us to get there.
Runway 25, you got it.
Forum Tower, FedEx 44, heavy shuttle 10 arrival, departure.
Are we flying through a nebula? That's a new one.
FedEx 44 Heavy, Portland Tower, wind 1204, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff.
This is freaking trippy, man. I don't know how you got, like, if you guys full screen this, and you see what, like, it's like the snow is moving so fast going by us, but then I look at the terrain and whatnot, and the terrain doesn't feel like we're moving at all. Very trippy. Four minutes to get there. Wow, I panicked. To be fair, this is about where I'd want to be configured anyway.
2500.
No, 2605, contact Denver, approach 123.85.
It's pretty, at least. Yeah, dude, it's been pretty neat. It's been a cool flight. I didn't think we'd have to divert tonight. Traffic on the roads.
Delta 2605, Denver approach, LS runway 35 left to Denver, altimeter 2946. Alaska's Delta 1725, contact NorCal departure.
Over departure, 1725.
That's going to be probably the screenshot for the thumbnail. Oh, man. Epilepsy warning on that one.
1725, NorCal departure, radar contact.
Okay. So as we approach here, gear down flaps. Gear down 3 green, I should say. Flaps are down and indicated.
1237, contact Salt Lake.
Lights are set.
Approach 125.7.
And we do have the runway. We've got clearance. We good to land. Let Otto have it, or George have it here for a little bit longer. I'll take over. Is this actually what it looks like to fly the snow in a jet? I don't know, man. That'd actually be very interesting. This is not, I mean, if you've flown through snow in a car before, or driven through snow in a car before, like, it does kind of look like this. Aileron's neutral. How you doing, man? He says pretty much. Happy Friday, buddy.
Victor, welcome northbound, taxi to Ram via Charlie and Alpha if you need it.
Taxi to Ram Charlie and Alpha if I need it. 5-8, Pop Victor, have a good night.
Okay.
Reno ground, good evening.
This is cool.
25, short of Alpha with information Nico, ready to taxi.
Oh, you did the information, Nico. You don't do that.
44 heavy, Portland departure, radar contact.
Information Nico is dead.
1,000.
All right, now let's get our speed back to about 100 knots.
FedEx 44 Heavy, climb maintain 14,000. Correction, 15,000.
Okay, gear, flaps, good.
To the 1237 Salt Lake City approach at
500.
at Fairchild, clear Dallas, runway 34 left approach.
Just got some wind there.
300.
15 knots across the nose.
200.
I get her lined up. There we go.
I'm sorry,
good evening, Denver Tower. Is
runway 34 left approach.
team ready to go runway 25.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Whoa!
13 Denver Tower, wind 27015,
Okay.
gusts 23, runway 25,
Sure.
clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff.
You can do that if you'd like.
On Alaska,
The
625.
wind's completely
That's
reversed
625,
directions.
So we're holding short of Alpha with information. Romeo ready to taxi.
Alaska 625, Reno ground, runway 25, runway 34 left.
It went from
FedEx
left to
India,
right
Alpha
off the
cross
nose
runway
at 15
25
knots,
on Alpha.
or sorry, right to left at 15 knots, to left to right at 15 knots.
Roger, runway 34 left, taxi Alpha, cross runway
All right,
25,
whatever.
Alaska 625.
Still landed. Wind shear. Eagle, Delta 717, or sorry, .com 717's cleared Alpha 4 for the jet center. Oh, my anti-ice was off. Whoops.
Sorry, who was the last call?
.com 717 Alpha 4 for the jet center. Do we have taxi lights?
Aero 717, taxi and ramp, your discretion, have a good night.
We're at my discretion, .com 717. Great night. Thanks for your help.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, so the weather flipped there. It looks like on short final. Usually I do take care of that, but FS Global, it's kind of a crapshoot.
1725,
But I should have hit the button before we came in.
On
30 knot wind shear. It happens. It's all right. A fitting end to the flight, I suppose. I wasn't feeling exactly stable on that anyway. Found myself like 50 yards or so west or left of the runway there.
FedEx 44 heavy contact, Seattle Center 121.4.
We made it though. Is it hard to do a crosswind with smaller planes than a big jet? I think it's equally difficult. Depends. The small plane's gonna get tossed around a lot more if it's gusty. Like crosswinds in a 172 can be kind of brutal, but the crosswind limits are also lower. Right. Set the park brake. Just kill the engines. Off. Off. You. 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 Somehow one of the engines didn't shut off. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eagle. We made it. Somehow. That's pretty sweet, though. Won't lie. All right, let's go look at the let's look at replay on that. This is gonna look hilarious, by the way. Watch it from tower's perspective first. There you can see me getting blown by the wind. So there's the right to the left, and we get in the flare, and then boom, just tosses me. Because I mean, I was setting up to put right aileron in, so like I had that wing high. So as soon as that wind caught it, it just raced. Hold the crab. Looking okay. Go to dip the nose, then boom. Here, watch the windsock. Get the windsock frame shot right. There's the windsock. Oop, there it goes. Wait, I want that shot right there. Oh. It's like, where's my airplane? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oop. that really just the way it just unceremoniously changes cracks me up. It's like somebody flips a switch on the weather and says, yeah, make him handle this one. Man gets blown while getting a citation. I'll call it. No, I can't do that. Like that's going to be like advertiser unfriendly. If I did like blown in a citation would be a pretty good title. I'll write that down just in case. All right, folks. Salakin gamer forever. Sorry, man. You just caught the end of the stream, man. I wish you all a happy and wonderful evening. Kay and Lamb, good to see you. King of the North, welcome aboard. All the people coming out now. It's a good time tonight. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for sticking around. We'll be back on Monday with some GA Monday. We're gonna pop in the new version of the V-Flight Air Cherokee 140 and give that a whirl. Probably might do some I ratings with that. In the meantime, I end up going checking out Nico tonight. I think I owe him some hosts. It's been a while. Mustafa. I haven't watched Mustafa. I followed Mustafa after the stream on Monday because apparently he's a media partner for Flight Sim Expo. Captain K-Man's going. Nico's going. We got I'm surprised that Bill Ferrelli's not going. Bill, where you at, buddy? Time for you to get on. All right, so we'll go watch Nico tonight. Have a great night, guys. Thank you all for coming out. Enjoy your weekend, and we will hopefully see you on Monday. Toodles.